today. And we did not see them yesterday either. That's because they didn't even make the trip out here. That's how damaged they are right now. So for Evansville, it's an opportunity for them to really capitalize on a Schaumburg team that has lost their last 3 series, and we'll have to see what comes of it here today. Well, it is a hot one at the ballpark, and again, it is muggy as it was yesterday. That's the trend that's supposed to continue all week long. A high of 90 degrees, but it is 87 right now. And with the sun going to set here later in the game, it's supposed to drop a little bit temperature-wise, but it's still going to be very hot. I can only imagine how it feels wearing one of those original wool jerseys. They are going to be soaking in sweat by the end of this game, let me tell you. But it should be a good one here for this Wednesday night contest. Let's go through the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Schaumburg Boomers, they are led by manager Jamie Bennett, and they are 21-12 on the season. Alec Craig, the second baseman, leads things off. Will Prater batting second. He's out at first base. Christian Fedko, the center fielder, bats third. Chase Dawson out at third. He will clean things up. Kyle Fitzgerald, the right fielder, bats fifth. Aaron Simmons, the left fielder, batting sixth. Willie Joe Gary, the designated hitter, batting seventh. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, Tyler DePretta Johnson. And it is Evan Orzek doing the catching. He will fill out the starting 9. On the mound for the Otters, right-hander Ryan Wiltz. Flipping the book over, taking a look at the Evansville Otters. They are led by manager Andy McCauley, and they are 13-21 on the year. Mason White, the right fielder, leads off. David Mendham batting second. He's at first base. Randy Bednar in the 3-hole playing left field. Paven Parks, the shortstop, cleaning up. Anthony Calarco, the designated hitter, bats fifth. Yomar Reyes playing the hot corner. That's third base, batting sixth. Logan Brown, who made his Otters debut yesterday, back behind the dish. He bats seventh. Giovanni DiGiacomo making his Otters debut today, and he is playing center field. It is Troy Hamilton batting ninth and playing second base. For the Boomers, it will be right-hander Jackson Hickert on the rubber. We're going to take a step aside here on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. We're going to take you to the national anthem, followed by today's first pitch. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
And 24-time All-Star in Major League Baseball, who began his career with the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro Leagues before getting his call to the Giants. His impact on the game of baseball is second to none. And tonight, the Evansville Otters would like to celebrate Willie Mays' life and the legacy that he leaves behind. Please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Antonio A.J. Williams Jr. is currently a sophomore at the Randall T. Shepard Leadership and Law Academy located at Harrison High School here in Evansville. He plays clarinet in the Harrison Warrior Command Band and is a co-manager of the Harrison varsity basketball team. A.J. is a proud member of the Zion Missionary Baptist Church, where he plays bass guitar. He aspires to become a lawyer and play music professionally. Please rise, remove your hats, and join him in the playing of Lift Every Voice. And would you remain standing as we honor America's freedom, those who now protect it, and pay tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice with the singing of our national anthem, powered by Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. Performing tonight, legendary local singer, Gina Moore.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattled, their bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Ladies and gentlemen, Gina Moore with our national anthem.
It's that time of the day again. Otters baseball coming your way here on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. Welcome to Bossy Field here in Evansville, Indiana. Kyle Chandler joining you here for the play-by-play. So happy you could come for the ride. And the Evansville Otters looking to even the series after dropping yesterday's series opener against the Schaumburg Boomers. The Otters 13-21 and a tie for 7th in the Frontier League West. Schaumburg is 21-12 in the same division, and so the Boomers currently 3rd. They're looking to hold that place or perhaps even go up. They gained some ground with yesterday's win, but Evansville, winners in their last 3 series. If they want to make it 4, they will have to win not only tonight, but also tomorrow night if they're able to force a rubber match. But that's thinking a little bit too far into the future. Park dimensions at Bossy Field, 315 to the right and left field corners. Out in the power alleys in right and left center, 375, and it is 400 toward dead center. James Ainsworth is our home plate umpire. Out at first base, Dalton Phillips, and our third base ump is Abdiel Marrero, and that is your umpiring crew. Digging in for today's leadoff hitter, Alec Craig, the second baseman. He will take his cuts from the left side. Ryan Wiltz, the right-hander, on the rubber, and the first pitch on the way. And it is delivered outside a fastball at 6:37 p.m. And we are underway here in Evansville. An important series for both teams. Now the pitch. And it's in there for a called strike to even the count to Craig. It's 1-1. And with the All-Star break coming closer and closer every day. Every win is important for Evansville specifically. The 1-1 is a fastball at the top of the zone, taken for a strike, and Wiltsey has Craig down in the count now, 1-2. Well, it is also a very special day here at the ballpark. It is our Salute to the Negro Leagues night, which is a very, very cool night, and we'll be telling you about that throughout the game today. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and it's a 4-pitch strikeout as Wiltsey is able to set down Craig. He's out number 1 here in the top of the first inning, no score, and it'll be Will Prater coming to the plate. So the Salute to the Negro Leagues night in honor of the Negro Leagues, which before Major League Baseball stood alone, there was also the Negro Leagues. Here's the first pitch to Will Prater. On the outside corner, a called strike, 0-1. And that was for men of color who were not allowed to play in Major League Baseball at the time, so they played in the Negro Leagues. 0-1, a bunt attempt by Prater, and it's a strike. He can't get it down, so the count now 0-2. And Evansville and Schaumburg, both teams wearing all wool Negro League jerseys today. A really, really cool moment. The 0-2. Fastball laced back to the screen. We'll try it again for Prater. Each player wearing a different jersey representing a different team in the Negro Leagues, but every jersey has the number 42 on the back of it. Wiltsey ready, and he deals the 0-2. Breaking ball, chopped over the mound toward the left side of the infield. Charging Parks, throw to first is wide of the bag, and that will sail over Mendham. It'll go toward the right field walling, and it'll be an E6 to begin the ball game with 1 out here in this first inning, and Will Prater is aboard. Second error of the year charged to Paven Parks. And that's how your first base runner gets on. So now coming to the plate, Christian Fedko. Now, if you don't know why number 42 is significant, first pitch from Wiltsey. Fastball on the inside corner, taken for a strike. I don't want to be mean, but I'm just going to leave it at go look it up. You have to know what 42 means if you're a baseball fan. You just have to. All right, I'll tell you. I'll give you a hint, rather. Jackie Robinson. Throw to the bag at first, back in safely Prater. So Robinson, the first guy to ever break the color barrier and find his way to Major League Baseball. Here's the pitch. At the knees, taken for a strike, and it's now 0-2 to Fedko. And even Major League Baseball will celebrate Jackie Robinson Day by wearing 42. One of the greatest players to ever play as well. Here's the 0-2. Fastball misses upstairs. That is the first ball that Wiltsey has thrown since the first pitch of the game to Alec Craig. He threw 9 straight strikes after that. Now the 1-2 home. Runner goes to second. Breaking ball. Tap to the left side of the infield, foul, and we'll try it again at 1-2. Wiltsey in his first professional start. He has made 2 appearances out of the bullpen for Evansville since being picked up. But he has not started yet. The right-hander ready. He comes home. Fastball misses off the outside corner just by a hair. And the count now 2-2. Wiltsey, coming from St. Mary's College, finished his final season in California this spring. Put together some really good numbers. He's ready with the 2-2. Here it is. Fastball, and it's hit back over the screen, foul. So we'll have another 2-2 count. And Wiltsey spent 3 seasons there, and in the spring, he boasted a 2.60 ERA in 55 1/3 innings. The pitch, breaking ball, misses upstairs. Back pick attempt to first. But Brown, with his throw a little bit behind Prater, and he's able to get his hand back in safely. A good battle stewing up between Fedko and Wiltsey. This is pitch number 8 coming up, and Fedko has fouled a couple of pitches off after falling behind 0-2. So now the payoff, runner goes again. Fastball upstairs, ball 4. So with the error, that'll put runners on first and second. And now it's Chase Dawson with 1 down here in this top of the first inning. No score between Schaumburg and Evansville. Now, not the way that you want to start off the game defensively, but the biggest thing is making sure that these runs do not come back to bite you, meaning you're not giving up unearned runs. That has been a bad Achilles heel for Evansville this year. First pitch on the way, and Dawson hits it down to the first base side. Mendham fields it cleanly. A foot race to the bag, and he's able to beat Dawson by a half a step. That one hugged that white chalk, but it stayed fair, bouncing right over first base, and a nice play by Mendham to retire Dawson, and there's 2 down. Perfect scenario of what I'm referring to. Technically, the inning should be over if you wash away that error and make it a 6-3 putout. So any runs that come in to score in this inning are now unearned. And there's 2 ducks in the pond. 2 down, and here's Kyle Fitzgerald. No score, top of the first. First pitch from Wiltsey at the knees, a called strike, and it's 0-1. So already a big moment here in this game. And these are the situations where Evansville failed yesterday. Now the 0-1 home. And it's a fastball in there for a strike. Taken by Fitzgerald, and it's 0-2. So can Evansville make the proper corrections? If they come away with a series win against Schaumburg, don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves already thinking to tomorrow, but my goodness, how much would that mean for this team? Here's a ball sent in the air, medium deep center field. Ranging over is D. Giacomo, and he puts it away to retire the side. So 1 error does not haunt Evansville. Top of the first inning, and Schaumburg goes down quietly. No score, and it's the Otters bats coming up when we come back on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Tonight we have Ty, Oliver, and Hollis, and they're going to be racing from first base to third base while holding Chironi pizza boxes like waiters. The first across the finish line will receive 2 GA tickets. Runners, on your mark, get set, go. And we have a winner. Let's give a round of applause to all of our runners tonight. And back to you, Zane.
Thanks, Chloe. Our pitch catcher battery for the Schaumburg Boomers. Jackson Hickard is on the mound. The Millers at behind the plate. Pitch catcher battery powered by the Answer Auto Repair. Find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair. Care East, 2319 North Rotary, 12475 9000. Tell them.
Oh,
Same from the Otters, send you.
I apologize. Yeah, my bad about that. Bottom of the first inning, and it is Jackson Hickert on the rubber for Schaumburg, and there's no score with Evansville. Digging in from the left side is Mason White. He'll be the leadoff hitter of the game for the Otters, and the right fielder 2 for 5 yesterday, so trying to keep his good series going. The pitch, and he squares the bunt, can't get it down, a called strike, and it is 0-1. Schaumburg had runners on second and third in the top of the inning. Now the pitch, and it's tapped to the right side of the infield, foul. Count now 0-2. No damage done for Schaumburg in that first inning, which was huge for Evansville. Next pitch outside. Can they capitalize? White, a .329 hitter on the year. And that homer that he had was his second. Next pitch misses outside, and the count 2-2. Hickert 3-0 on the year, a 6.16 ERA. The right-hander offers up, and White hits it down the left field line, giving Chase Simmons this is going to be trouble, and it lands just foul. Just a couple of feet away from being extra bases for Mason White. Instead, he will head back to the plate, and we'll have another 2-2 count. Well, again, with tonight being our Salute to the Negroes League night, we're going to try and talk about some of these jerseys that the players are wearing. Not sure that we'll get to all of them. We'll certainly attempt to. The 2-2 hit to the left side of the infield. Tough play for DePretta Johnson, and his throw to first not in time. The shortstop had to come toward the third base bag, and it was weakly hit, so he was playing deep in the hole at short. A long run for him, and by the time he was able to pick it up, there was just no chance. So a good at-bat by White. Saw 6 pitches as the leadoff hitter, and he has a base hit. Now here is David Mendham. So going on about White in his uniform, he is wearing one from the Chicago American Giants, worn in 1927 by the club. First pitch to Mendham, and it misses off the inside part of the plate. 1-0. From 1910 until the mid-1930s, the American Giants were the most dominant team in black baseball. Owned and managed by player manager Andrew Rube Foster. Throw to the bag at first. White back in safely. That was from 1911 to 1926. And they were charter members of Foster's Negro National League. The pitch, runner goes. It's inside past the glove of Orzak, and White will hold up on second. So it's a stolen base, and the count 2-0 now to Mendham. So the American Giants won 5 pennants in that league, along with another pennant in the 1932 Negro Southern League, and a second-half championship in Gus Greenlee's Negro National League in 1934. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Mendham, and he watches an inside strike. Count 2 balls and 1 strike now. So during their success, the American Giants won back-to-back pennants in 1926 and 27. Here's the 2-1. And Mendham hits it foul to the left side. Giving chase is Dawson, but he won't have a play on it. This one lands on the roof. So that's a little bit about the Chicago American Giants. And again, Mason White, who is on second base, is representing that jersey. There are tons and tons of more stories to tell. And again, we'll try to tell as many as possible. But can't promise that we'll get to them all. Hickert, ready now at the set, unloads the 2-2, and it's a breaking ball way outside. The count now full to Mendham. Not too many times we'll say this, but Mendham on a 2-game hitless streak. He was 0 for 4 yesterday, but he did have a walk and a run scored. Righty on lefty battle. Hickert looks to second, and the pitch outside, ball 4. So one of the peskiest hitters in this Frontier League shows why, and he draws his 27th walk of the year. Another 6-pitch at-bat. That's 2 in a row from Hickert to begin this game. And it's first and second with nobody out. At the plate, Randy Bednar. Bednar 1 for 4 yesterday. He was able to extend his hit streak to 5 games. No score between Evansville and Schaumburg. Here's the pitch from Hickert. And it's a breaking ball that misses high, the count 1-0. Well, Hickert has struggled this year. And he hasn't been the same Hickert that we saw last year when he was with Schaumburg. He's ready. And the right-hander deals. Fastball taken for a strike, nibbled the outside edge. 1-1 to Bednar. Last season, that ERA was lower for Hickert. And he just, again, has not really performed too great. A 6.16 ERA, and that's in 30 2/3 innings this year, the 1-1. And it's up above the head of Bednar. He ducks out of the way. And the count 2 balls and a strike. Hickert in his last start went 6 innings, gave up 5 runs on 5 hits to the Lake Erie Crushers. But the Boomers still won. Now the 2-1 home. Bednar cuts and comes up empty, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. The start before that, that was back against the Florence Yalls on June 5th. Hickert went just 2 2/3, gave up 4 runs on 3 hits. He looks to second. Now he deals, and it misses outside. The count now full. Well, the biggest concern with Hickert this year has been the walk numbers. There has not been a single start where he has not given up a walk. The most he's given up in a single game this season, 5. He deals. Bednar grounds one over to short, could be 2. DePretta Johnson up with it, flip to second for 1, on to first, double play. So Mendham and Bednar heading back to the dugout as outs number 1 and 2. A 6-4-3 twin killing, and that's a little bit of a blow for Evansville, moving up to third white, but they had a really good opportunity, and now there's a little bit of pressure on Pavement Parks to get the job done. Now Parks, the right guy at the plate, he tattooed the Schaumburg pitching staff yesterday with his face on all of their arms that he saw. First pitch, and it's in there, a called strike, 0-1. 3 for 4 day, an RBI, a run, a double, and a walk. He was terrific in the series opener. Righty on lefty matchup. Hickert sends in the 0-1, and it misses outside. Looked to be a fastball, and the count 1-1 now to Parks. No score between Evansville and Schaumburg. Hickert from the stretch. And now the next delivery. Swing and a tip into the glove of Orzek. And the count now 1-2 to Parks. Parks, a .385 hitter through his first 10 games with Evansville. This is a guy that started the year down in the Mexican League, and then he was moved to the American Association. Only spent a little bit of time with the Chicago Dogs before coming here. A 1-2. And it's grounded to the right side of the infield. Diving stop by Prater on the backhand. Flip to the pitcher, Hickert, who was covering the bag. Great play to save a run, and that will do it here in inning number 1. No score between Schaumburg and Evansville. We'll take it to the second on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
It's time for our Dizzy Bat Home Run Derby. Isaiah is going to be spinning around a bat 10 times and then hitting the ball off the tee. If he hits it into the net, he'll be going home with some free Otters tickets.
FC gets to upgrade to the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House. So lucky winner gets to spend the rest of the game with the best seats in the house. So I say congratulations to Brandon Gibbons. Brandon Gibbons, tonight's winner of the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House. Come on down and enjoy the view for the rest of the game. And the Evansville African American Museum is the cultural hub for the Evansville community. Located at 579 South Garden in Evansville. It's the last remaining building on Lincoln Gardens, the second housing project created under the administration of FDR. Leading off for the Schaumburg Boomers. Having 6 in the left field, 42.
Ryan Wiltsey back on the rubber here in the top of the second inning. No score between Evansville and Schaumburg. Aaron Simmons digging in from the left side. And the right-hander Wiltsey gets the sign, offers up the first pitch, and it's a breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. 21 pitches on the game for Wiltsey, 16 strikes. That includes the one he has already thrown here in the second. The 0-1. And it misses below the belt. And the count 1-1 now for Simmons. Working on a 5-game hit streak, the left fielder 1 for 4 yesterday. But his lone hit was a big one. Now the 1-1. Breaking ball taken for strike 2. Simmons yesterday plated the first runs of the game for Schaumburg. It was in the third inning. Garnered 2 RBIs, had a walk, a double, and 2 strikeouts in the series opener. Wiltsey ready. He unloads, and the 1-2 is swung on, hammered high and deep toward right field. Backing up is White, and he's there to make the catch. There's one down. Now, whenever you have a guy that hasn't started before in his professional career, there's always that question of how long can he go? And the Otters pitching staff struggling right now for arms because they've had some guys injured and they've had to make some different moves. First pitch on the way to Willie Joe Gary, and it misses the zone. The count 1-0. So the Otters trying to accommodate to what their needs are right now, and that is starting pitching. The 1-0. Swung on, lifted in the air toward the left field line. Bednar giving chase, but this will hook foul toward the tent area, and it'll be a souvenir. Tyler Ross went down with an injury a couple of weeks ago, and from what we've heard, I don't know if he's going to be back anytime soon. The 1-1. Big swing and a miss from Joe Gary. And the count now a ball and 2 strikes. So we have seen Tristan Harvin make some starts. Now it's Ryan Wiltsey trying to get the job done. The 1-2. Fastball misses upstairs. It's just hard to tell exactly who's going to be filled in where. Casey Delgado was supposed to start tonight for Evansville, but he couldn't make it. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the game for Wiltsey as he sets down Joe Gary. And there's 2 quick outs here to begin this top of the second inning. Coming to the plate, Tyler DePretta Johnson. Delgado couldn't make it today because, to be frank, he has another job. That's something that Andy McCauley knew when signing him. First pitch on the way, and it misses down low to DePretta Johnson. 1-0 the count. No score between Schaumburg and Evansville. And we're in the top of the second inning, 2 down and nobody on. Here's the pitch. 1-0, a breaking ball, misses just above the belt. 2 balls, no strikes to DePretta Johnson. And the same goes for Riley Delgado. Riley was just thrown on the inactive list. The 2-0 pitch. And it misses down low and away. 3-0 now. So Delgado being taken off the roster before the last 6-game road series last week for Evansville. He has not been thrown back on. Wiltsey ready. And he deals the 3-0. Fastball, get me over for a strike. And it's now 3-1. But the Otters still making moves, and they have made a lot of moves this year. Had another transaction today, the 3-1. And it's at the knees, taken for strike two. The count now full. They picked up Shane Harris and traded away Tyler Driver to the American Association. That was to complete the trade for Anthony Calarco. Way back when, if you remember that deal. Here's the payoff. And it's grounded back over the middle. Wiltsey loses his glove trying to get it. The shortstop Parks with it near the second base bag. Throw to first, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Wiltsey as he sets the Boomers down in order. We'll head to the home half of the second. No score with Evansville, and we'll be back on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Today we celebrate Juneteenth and recognize the legacy and history of the Negro League baseball teams. Uniforms worn today in the history of the Negro Leagues. It's one of the many exhibits you can witness and learn from at Evansville's African American Museum. Our manager, Andy McCauley, is wearing the Indianapolis Clowns home uniform from 1953. Indianapolis Clowns of the Negro American League. For new second baseman to replace their previous second baseman, a teenager named Hank Aaron, who has just been signed by the Milwaukee Braves. I'd also like to take this time to salute Sammy Hartsfield, the late Sammy Hartsfield, former Evansville Otters clubhouse manager from 2001 through 2015, former Negro League player himself. We love Sammy. Leading off, batting fifth, designated hitter number 42, Anthony Calarco.
Anthony Calarco digs in from the left side. He takes a strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1 to begin this bottom half of the second inning. No score between Schaumburg and Evansville. Next pitch tapped off of Calarco before ricocheting back toward the mound. And the count is quickly 0-2 to the 5-hole hitting designated hitter. Calarco, 3 for 8 in the series against Sussex. He had the day off yesterday. But he also garnered 3 RBI and 3 walks with a run scored against the Miners. That was a big series for Evansville. Here's the pitch from Hickert, and it's a fastball just off the outside corner. An appeal down to the third base umpire, and Abdiel Marrero says no, he did not go. So the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Hickert working quickly, and the next pitch misses a little bit high. 2-2 now to Calarco. We'll talk about the starting pitcher in the jersey that he is wearing. Next pitch, swing and a miss. And Calarco is out number 1 on the strikeout in the bottom of the second. Today is our salute to the Negro Leagues night here at Bosse Field. And as mentioned earlier, each player wearing a different jersey, an original wool jersey from the Negro Leagues. So Hickert wearing a Homestead Grays home 1939 jersey. Now digging in, Yomar Reyes. He lines the first pitch back to the screen. 0-1. No score between Evansville and Schaumburg. Bottom of the second inning. Led by Josh Gibson, Buck Leonard, and Ray Brown. All Hall of Famers. The Grays won 1 of 9 consecutive Negro League pennants in 1939. Next pitch misses the zone. 1-1 the count to Reyes. That was while playing home games in Pittsburgh's Fourbies Field. Next pitch to Reyes is in there for a strike. The count 1-2. So that's the jersey of the Boomers starting pitcher today. Here's the next pitch, and Reyes hits it in the air toward right field, and camping under it, Fitzgerald. He will make the catch. There's 2 down. So Hickert getting some early work done here in this home half of the second inning. No score. And coming to the plate is the catcher, Logan Brown. Brown made his debut yesterday for Evansville. And he went 1 for 4 with a run scored and a strikeout. Brown, a local product. And we have time called. Hickert was ready to go. Boy, he's really in a groove. But Brown had his hand up. He wasn't ready yet. Brown rocking no batting gloves. First pitch to him misses inside, and the left-handed hitting catcher has a 1-0 count. But Brown grew up in Mount Vernon, just about 25 minutes away from Evansville. Cuts and comes up empty on the next pitch, and it's 1-1. And this is another exciting guy for the Otters. Now they have 3 local kids on their team. Next pitch to him is a fastball outside. 2 balls and a strike now the count. And Brown coming from the Lexington counterclocks. He goes after the next one and hits it foul to the left side. The deuces are wild. Played his collegiate days at LSU and Duke in his final year. Right after he transferred from the Tigers, they won a national championship when he was with Duke. What terrible timing that is. Righty on lefty matchup. 2 down, nobody on, no score. Hickert ready. And he deals. 2-2, hit in the air, high onto the infield toward the left side. Calling for it, DePretta Johnson, and the shortstop catches it right in front of the third base territory, but Chase Dawson let him have it. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for both pitchers here in the second inning as Hickert sets down the Otters in order, and we'll take it to the third on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. No score between Evansville and Schaumburg.
All right, Otters fans, it's time for 10 Fish Dish Toss. Tonight we have Easton and Hunter competing against our very own Otterville for 2 GA tickets. Are you ready? Get set, go. Easton and Hunter seem to get 3, so we're going to give it to them. Let's have a round of applause. Great work, guys. Thanks for playing. Up to the press box.
Gotta love those video bombs from fans as well. If you're looking for new concession items, head to our first base concession stand for new Italian food offerings that include fried ravioli, Moscow sticks, and pizza. Third base has the specialty menu items that include the Otter Dog, the all beef hot dog, topped with Hickory Pit Stop Barbecue, and Doc's Pickle Red Onions. If you're looking for a quick soda or beer, the brand new Grab and Go is directly behind Nick's Pretzels. Leading off.
Top of the third inning, and there's 2 donuts on the scoreboard for Evansville and Schaumburg. And leading it off for the Boomers, here to begin this third inning is Evan Orzek, a 1-2-3 inning from the right-hander Ryan Wiltsey in the second inning. He also has stranded 2 runners in scoring position, which came back in the first frame, so one of those runners was off an error. He's looked pretty good up to this point. Orzek 1 for 5 yesterday in the series opener, and the pitch from Wiltsey. Breaking ball misses off the inside part of the plate, and the count 1-0. Wiltsey threw 5 first pitch strikes to the Boomers in the first time through the order. Here's the 1-0, and the 9-hole hitter looks at one at the knees, a called strike, and it evens the count. Now this is a big pitch coming up, and I'll tell you why after it happens. Wiltsey into the motion. He serves up the 1-1, swing and a tap foul off the catcher Brown, 1-2. Well, now this is why. 7 of the 9 batters that Wiltse has faced the first time through the order now, he has gotten ahead 0-2 or 1-2. That is incredible. And it is a recipe for some success, let me tell you. If he keeps doing that all night, he's going to have a good day. Next pitch, a breaking ball hit in the air, down by the left field line, giving chase Bednar, and he's able to make the catch in fair territory. There's one down.
Back to the top of the order.
So the lineup will turn over now, and it's the leadoff man, Alec Craig, coming to the plate. Craig had a bit of an off day for him yesterday, and that's not really too bad because he still had a base hit, but still not what he's used to. First pitch misses inside, and the count 1-0. Craig, a guy who has one of the highest OPSs on this Boomers offense. He has been a great producer for the club. Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes now for the Boomers' second baseman. Well, Wiltse above 40 pitches. And again, the question is, how long can he go? This one popped up, foul back over the plate, and the count 2-1 now.
That overhead foul ball brought to you by
You have to remember,
Choose the best.
Wiltse is into his first professional start. In his other 2 appearances out of the bullpen, he really hasn't thrown that many pitches. 9 in his first appearance, 25 his last time out. The 1-2, or rather the 2-1, I beg your pardon, upstairs. And the count now 3-1. Craig 0 for 1, struck out swinging to begin the game. Here's the pitch. And it's hit hard on the ground towards first, smothered by Mendham. He will flip it to Wiltse, covering the bag, and there's 2 down. I tell you, the more and more David Mendham plays first base, it seems like he is getting more and more comfortable out there. Mendham, a guy who only played catcher during his collegiate tenure, but with Jake Green and Justin Felix already on the roster, and knowing that Logan Brown was going to play at some point, Andy McCauley had to figure something else out. First pitch, a fastball inside to Will Prater, and the count 1-0. No score between Evansville and Schaumburg. 2 gone here in the top of the 3rd inning, nobody on. Wiltse ready now, and he offers up the 1-0. At the knees, misses just a little bit low, perhaps a whisker inside as well, and the count now 2-0. But at the other end of the spectrum, you don't want to lose a guy like Mendham just because he won't catch. Now the 2-0, and it's a fastball downstairs and in, 3-0, and wisely so. McCauley said, look, we don't have a spot for you catching. Well, that position has been filled already. But what about first base? And Mendham said, well, all right, sure, why not? I'll play wherever. It's professional baseball. 3-0. And it's in there for a strike, 3-1 now. Mendham was released from Ottawa in his first professional year last year. So he's into his second professional season with Evansville this year. He is having a breakout season. The 3-1. Fastball misses in. And it's a 5-pitch walk to Will Prater. That'll send him down to first base. Top of the 3rd inning, no score. And now coming to the plate, it's Christian Fedko with 2 down. We'll have time called. Brown heading out to the rubber to have a word with Wiltse. And the way that Mendham has played first base, toward the beginning of the year, he was really doing the bare minimum, making the plays that should have been made, but the extra effort plays that required a little bit more skill, it wasn't quite there yet. Picking the ball, and like those hard grounders that Alec Craig hit definitely had some trouble, but it just seems like his glove is getting better and better every day. Meeting on the mound over, Fedko. No official at-bats. He walked his first plate appearance. Righty on righty battle, the pitch. And it's at the knees, a called strike, 0-1. Well, Wiltsey at 50 total pitches now. And again, he's looked good, but I can't anticipate him getting more than even 60. The 0-1. Fastball misses downstairs and away. Evens the count for Fedko. But we'll see. I've been surprised before. And time will tell how long Wiltsey can go. The 1-1. And it misses down low. Now, the other question to consider is, will this be more than just a one pop-up start kind of thing? Will Wiltsey try to become a regular starter in the rotation? The 2-1. Fastball misses a little bit in. So it's 3-1 now to Fedko, and Wiltsey in danger of walking back-to-back base runners. We'll see what he can do against Fedko. He deals the 3-1, and it's a fastball high, ball 4. Well, that is not going to help your pitch count. Up to second is Prater, and standing now on first, Fedko. Still 2 down in the inning, and it'll be Chase Dawson coming to the plate. No score between Evansville and Schaumburg. Here comes Max Peterson. I don't think Peterson wants to pull the plug yet, but it also all depends on how Wiltsey is feeling. And he will. He's going to make the call to the bullpen, and Wiltsey, seemingly a little bit disappointed, he will exit the ball game with back-to-back walks. Runners on first and second. 2 down here in the top of the third when we come back. And more information on the arm to come on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. No score between Evansville and Schaumburg.
Evansville call the bullpen. Number 42, Chip Korbacher. In to pitch. Korbacher is on the mound. Brown behind the plate. The battery's powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. 2319 Rotary 12475 9000. Tell them from the Otters sent you. Korbacher also wearing an Atlanta Black Raptors home uniform from 1940. Saying hello to all of our seniors 55 and older who got in with a $2 general admission ticket because it's a Senior Connection Wednesday. And saying hello to Raymond James of Evansville. They're in the right field having a great time. A group of almost 200. Great to have you with us here at Bossy Field.
Chip Korbacher toes the rubber here for Evansville. Top of the third inning. Runners on first and second. No score with Schaumburg. And at the plate is Chase Dawson. First pitch, a 58-foot breaking ball. Nice stop by Logan Brown, the catcher. And the count 1-0. So the line for Ryan Wiltsey right now, 2 2/3 innings. No hits, no runs, but 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. And those walks bumped up the pitch count a little bit, especially here in the third inning. So Korbacher called upon to try to keep Schaumburg off the board. The 1-0. And it's off the glove of the catcher, Brown. This will allow both runners to advance as it kicks toward the first base side and foul territory. Market a wild pitch. Now it's 2 ducks in the pond. 2 outs here in this inning, and there is a dangerous hitter at the plate with Chase Dawson batting. Dawson, a .296 hitter, and he lit up the Evansville pitching staff yesterday, going 3 for 4. Good hitters count. The 2-0. Fastball ripped toward the first base side, foul. 2 balls and a strike now. Dawson nabbed an RBI, a run scored, a walk, and 2 stolen bases yesterday. Another big moment here in this game. The pitch from Korbacher. And it misses low. The count now 3-1. Korbacher, a 4-seam fastball, slider, and a changeup in the arsenal. Looking for a big out here in the third. He deals. This ball swung on and hit high in the air in foul territory near the Otters bullpen, and this one will land on the roof, foul. That one got lost in my view. David Mendham was over there as well as Troy Hamilton, but the steel beam was blocking my view. So the count now full to Chase Dawson. He grounded out his first time up. Korbacher steps and delivers. 3-2 swing and a miss. Huge strikeout in the top of the third, and Schaumburg, for the second time here today, strands runners on second and third. Will take it to the home half of the third inning with no score between Evansville and the Boomers. The Otters bats coming up when we come back on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Quick toss. They're each going to throw an Otters mini bat, and whoever throws it the farthest will be our winner and get to keep their bat. One at a time. Ready, throw. And we have a winner. Congratulations and thanks for playing. Back to you, Zane.
Thanks, Chloe. I'd like to welcome other friends here at the ballpark, the Evansville African American Museum, Schnucks. They're here. Make sure you get Schnucks rewards. How do you regret that? I'd also like to give a big welcome, my good friend Keith Herrenbrook. His co-workers from the Toyota Plastics Group. They're here at Bossy Field, so let's give them a big round of applause. Keith Herrenbrook's co-workers from Toyota Plastics Group. Great to have them at Bossy Field. Leading off, center fielder, number 42, Giovanni Giacomo.
Bottom of the third inning, no score between Evansville and Schaumburg. And the first pitch to Giovanni Giacomo. Misses downstairs and in, taken for a ball. And it's 1-0. Jackson Hickard back on the rubber. And his pitch is a fastball inside. 2-0 the count. Giacomo making his Evansville Otters debut today. He was picked up yesterday. Now the 2-0 home. And it's shot down the first base side, foul. And the count is now 2-1. D. Giacomo, 6'1", 195 pounds from Naples, Florida. The 2-1 to him. And he grounds one through the right side of the infield. Base hit. Rolls into the glove of Fitzgerald out in right field. And it's a leadoff base runner. The first hit of his Otters career for D. Giacomo.
Number 42, Troy Hamilton.
So now it'll be Troy Hamilton coming up. D. Giacomo began the season with Missoula in the Pioneer League. He hit really well. First pitch to Hamilton on the way. He squares the bunt, pulls back a breaking ball outside. And the count is 1-0. And D. Giacomo hit .312 in 2023 with the Paddleheads. That was in 27 games, but he came back this season. Next pitch, a called strike to Hamilton. Evens the count at 1-1. And he hit even better. He was hitting above .360 before he was sent over toward Evansville. Hickert gets the sign. And the right-hander comes home. Here's the 1-1. It's tapped back to the screen, foul. 1-2 now to Hamilton. Now D. Giacomo spent his college days with LSU, finished with Duke, throw to the bag at first, he's in safely. I believe I said Logan Brown earlier, so my apologies. It was D. Giacomo, who was with LSU, transferred to Duke, and then LSU won a national title when he transferred. Here's the 1-2 from Hickert. Breaking ball high, runner goes to second, and D. Giacomo in there with a stolen bag. So the count now 2-2 to Hamilton. Well, how about that? Picking up a base hit and getting active on the bases. And D. Giacomo in scoring position. Nobody out here in this bottom of the third inning, no score. Righty on righty matchup. And the pitch to Hamilton. He goes after it, loops one toward the right field line. Giving chase is the first baseman Prater, but he can't get there in time. Lands in foul territory, and we'll have another 2-2 pitch. We'll give you more information on D. Giacomo next time he comes to the plate. Don't want to spoil it all at once. But he's had a pretty successful professional career so far. And I think Andy McCauley was really excited to pick this guy up. Hamilton awaits the 2-2. Here it comes. No, first Hickert will step off. Looked to throwing to second, but didn't release the baseball.
1919.
Hickert ready. Now he comes home. Breaking ball again, spoiled off by Hamilton. So he's fighting with two strikes, and that pitch was outside the zone, but hey, if you're going to go after it, make sure to at least nick it with the bat, and that's exactly what Hamilton did. So he's seeing the baseball. And the 2-2 once more. Fastball, and it's a check swing in fair territory, back to the mound. Hickert picks it up, throws to first, and there's one down. Well, that was super bizarre. Hamilton didn't want to swing, but the defense also kind of froze whenever that one went into fair play, including the pitcher Hickert. But he recognized, oh shoot, it's a fair ball. And he was able to easily throw out Hamilton. He's out number one. And the lineup will turn over for the leadoff man, Mason White. White 1 for 1 with a single and a stolen base. D. Giacomo standing on second. Bottom of the third inning, no score. Jumpy lead over there for D. Giacomo. Pitch home, and it's inside to White, 1-0. Well, with the scoring yesterday, hard to believe that there's 2 donuts on the board today. The 1-0. And White puts a charge into this one. High, deep to left center, and this will be over the head of Fedco. It'll bounce off the wall. Rounding third and heading for home, D. Giacomo. He will score and get the scoreless game. It's 1-0 Evansville. Run scoring double for Mason White. He continues to hit the ball with authority. That is his 8th two-bagger of the year, RBI number 12. So a couple of new guys getting the job done. Although, can you say White is still a new guy? He's been with the club for now 17 games, including tonight, but I still call him a new guy. He came to the squad late. At the plate, David Mendham goes after the first pitch. Backhanded deep in the hole behind second. Craig gets up, throw to first, and it's in time. Nice play by the second baseman. Took a base hit away from Mendham. And moving up to third, White, but there's 2 down. Boy, Mendham has hit the ball hard a couple of times in this series, but he hasn't been rewarded yet. Looked like that was going to split the second base bag and the second baseman, Craig, but good range. Here's Randy Bednar coming to the plate, 1-0 Evansville. First pitch to Bednar, and he swings and misses at a breaking ball, 0-1. Runner on third, 2 outs, and we're in the bottom of the third inning. The pitch is a breaking ball outside, evens the count for Bednar. He grounded into a 6-4-3 double play his first time at the dish. And trying to come through and extend this Otters lead. Hickert ready, he deals. Breaking ball high, and the count 2-1 now. Now you talk about another guy who has been hitting the ball lights out. And Bednar batting .313 this season, 9 home runs. Righty on righty battle. And the 2-1 home. Swing and a miss. Bednar chased a breaking ball outside the zone. Well, it's kind of crazy to think that Bednar only has 18 RBIs on the year, given that he has 9 home runs, but 7 of those home runs have been solo shots. Deuces are wild. Here's the pitch. Fastball way outside. Easy layoff there for the Otters left fielder, and the count now full. White still on third. On deck for the Otters, Pavin Parks. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside. And hold on, wait a minute. That's ball 4. Ah, there we go. Bednar didn't know there was 3 balls. Well, he wanted to hit. Everybody in the press box was kind of scratching their head saying, wait a minute, that's not right. Go to first. And Bednar recognized it. So now coming out toward the mound is Nick Odo. And he will have a visit with Jackson Hickert, the starting pitcher. A short meeting. And it's runners at the corners now for Evansville. And there's 2 down in the inning. Coming to the plate, a dangerous Pavin Parks. Parks 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time up. Bednar on first, White on third. 1-0 Otters. Pitch to Parks, swing and a miss. Well, we will close out this 3-game series against Schaumburg tomorrow. Same time, same place, 6:35 p.m. Central Time. Make sure to join us on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. Here's the 0-1. And Parks hits a blooper into shallow right field. Backing up is Craig, and the second baseman retires the side. So a couple runners stranded for Evansville, but they draw first blood. An RBI double for Mason White to score Giovanni Di Giacomo, and it is 1-0 Evansville over Schaumburg. We'll take it to the top of the fourth.
Tonight we have Owen and Carson, and they're going to see who can sling their pick the furthest. Whoever does will win 2 GA tickets. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I think we have a winner. Thanks to our baseball boys for coming back out tonight. Up to the press box.
Thanks, Chloe. The Schnucks Rewards app. Simplify shopping. You can organize your shopping list by aisle, order deli meats ahead, or even order curbside or delivery right there in the Schnucks Rewards app. Make sure you download the Schnucks Rewards app so you can start streamlining your shopping tomorrow. One of my favorite apps on my iPhone is that Schnucks app. Also find out all the delicious baked goods that Schnucks Bakeries have in their respective stores all over the tri-state area. Schnucks are proud partner of Evansville Otters baseball. Leading off for the Schaumburg Boomers, right fielder 42, Kyle Fitzgerald.
Chip Korbacher back on the rubber, top of the fourth inning. 1-0 Evansville leading Schaumburg. And the first batter will be Kyle Fitzgerald. Righty on righty battle, the pitch. At the knees, taken for a strike. And it's 0-1. Korbacher, 6 pitches in the last inning out of the bullpen, 3 strikes. But he picked up a huge strikeout. The 0-1. And this ball is laced into left field, a base hit. Takes a bounce and lands into the glove of Bednar. It's a leadoff single for Fitzgerald. Korbacher came on in the third inning to relieve Ryan Wiltsey. And you might think, well, that was a short day for Wiltsey, but it was his first professional start ever. So that pitch count was into the mid-50s, and Max Peterson said, you know what, I can't keep going with you, after he surrendered back-to-back walks. So Korbacher stranded both runners on second and third after a wild pitch. First pitch misses down low and in near the shoe tops of Aaron Simmons, and the count 1-0. Simmons hitting from the left side. Korbacher ready. The pitch. And it misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes now. Korbacher spent 3 years in a graduate season at the University of the Cumberlands. He finished his final campaign in the spring this year. The 2-0 home. And this is popped up back behind the plate, foul. And it goes out of play. 2 balls and a strike now for Simmons. With the Patriots, Korbacher saw action on the diamond in all 4 seasons he was there. Was a top arm out of the bullpen in his final 3 years. He was used in 22 appearances this spring in 24 1/3 innings. The pitch is tipped into the glove of the catcher Brown. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In those 24-plus innings, a 3.33 ERA for Korbacher, but his whip was .86 an exiguous number on the mound, and that was the best in the club. Here's the 2-2 offering. And this ball's hit hard out toward right field. This is sinking quickly, and coming in to make the catch is Mason White. It's so hard to tell if the baseball is actually good off the bat or not here in the press box, because our view is blocked by the roof. So if a ball is hit in the air, most of the time we can't see. And off the bat, that looked a lot harder than it was from Simmons. He's out number one. Here's Willie Joe Gary swinging a pop-up back behind the plate, foul as the first pitch. 0-1.
Overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it.
Runner on first, 1-0 Evansville. Top of the fourth inning. Here's Korbacher's next delivery. And it's a fastball taken away. Evens the count now for Willie Joe Gary. Tonight, our Salute to the Negro Leagues night. Also, Senior Connection Wednesday. So we have a lot of senior folks who were able to cash in on some $2 tickets today. A 1-1. Swing and a miss. That's right, $2. Usually general admission is $5, which is already a steal in itself. But $2? You can find that digging through your couch, searching for some spare change. Here's the 1-2 from Korbacher, and it's lined over the screen, foul. Count remains 1-2. That is the best deal in all of professional baseball. Pretty much, probably all of professional sports. $2. When I heard that number, was in disbelief. The 1-2. Fastball misses outside. I mean, at that point, why don't you just start giving away tickets for free? I guess that would be the best deal if you could get a free ticket, but still. Korbacher gets the sign. He twirls and fires home. And this is sent foul to the left side, out of play. And we have another foul ball for Joe Gary. He stays alive. Pitch number 7 of the battle coming up. 1-0 Otters. Top of the fourth inning. The pitch is fouled away again. Well, Joe Gary was 0 for 5 yesterday. Began today with a strikeout, but stringing together a good battle. Korbacher deals the next pitch home. Breaking ball called strike 3. Second strikeout of the outing for Korbacher as he sets down Joe Gary. And now it'll be Tyler DePretta Johnson coming to the plate. DePretta Johnson grounded out his first trip up. And he is wearing the Brooklyn Eagles Road 1935 jerseys today. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball hit to the right side of the infield. Fielded cleanly by Mendham, and he will walk over toward the bag. Well, DePretta Johnson got out of the box, went about 10 feet down the line, and said, you know what, forget it. One stranded for Schaumburg. Evansville leads at 1-0. We'll take it to the bottom of the fourth on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
It's time to show us your best smiles for the Paramount Dental Smile Cam. Over 300,000 members trust Paramount Dental because it's based right here in the Hoosier state of Indiana. Paramount Dental has been assuring smiles for more than 37 years. Keep on smiling with Paramount Dental. And be sure to check out Frontier League and the Evansville Otters action on Flow Sports, the official streaming partner of the Frontier League. Never miss a game and follow along all the way through the regular season. Visit EvansvilleOtters.com for links to subscribe and watch for all Frontier League and Flow Sports content. We're smiling because we're smiling because Colin Davies is here too. Designated hitter, number 42, Anthony Calarco.
Anthony Calarco digs in, bottom of the fourth inning. Goes after the first pitch from Jackson Hickert and fouls it back over the screen, the count 0-1. 1-0, Evansville leads Schaumburg, and Jackson Hickert back on the rubber. His next pitch home is swung on, popped up to the left side in the outfield, charging in Simmons, and he makes the catch, one down. So a quick two-pitch out for Hickert. And he's able to set down Calarco. That'll bring up Yomar Reyes.
Number 42, Yomar Reyes.
Reyes wearing the Kansas City Monarchs home jersey from the 1945 season. Hickert unloads the first pitch, and it's fouled to the Otters' first base dugout. 0-1. Today, our Salute to the Negro Leagues Day. And we'll give you some more information about the Kansas City Monarchs. They were the longest-running franchise in the history of baseball's Negro Leagues. The pitch. Reyes cuts and comes up empty. The Monarchs won 10 league championships before integration and triumphed in the first Negro League World Series in 1924. The team produced more Major League players than any other Negro League franchise, and in 1945, Jackie Robinson played his only year in the Negro Leagues with Black Baseball's most storied team. The 0-2 to Reyes. Fastball misses high, and the count 1-2. So again, if you haven't been listening or if you're just tuning in, Evansville and Schaumburg partaking in this. Next pitch, grounded on the left side of the infield, and this will get through the 5-6 hole. A one-out knock for Yomar Reyes, and that'll bring up Logan Brown, the catcher. Number 42 on every jersey. And every jersey is a wool jersey of each Negro League team. Not every Negro League team, but representing a different one. Brown 0 for 1. He flew out his first time at the plate. First pitch to him misses outside, and the count 1-0. 1-0. Evansville leads Schaumburg, bottom of the fourth inning. And the Otters striking first in the last inning. Throw to the bag at first, and an awkward get back for Reyes. He's in safely, but he was leaning towards second, had to fall to a knee in order to get back. Now the 1-0 to Brown. And he shoots one toward the first baseman, Prater, fields it cleanly. Throw to second for one, and the relay back to first. In time, a double play. So a 3-6-3 twin killing, and that'll do it here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Evansville leads Schaumburg 1-0. We'll take it to the fifth on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Gentlemen, your Southwest Graphics Evansville Otter Bells.
9-1-2 in the order for Schaumburg. Top of the fifth inning, and Evansville leads it 1-0. Chip Korbacher back on the rubber, and he will face Evan Orzek as the first batter of the frame. Evansville plated the only run of the game in the bottom of the third inning. Schaumburg has been held to one hit today. The pitch, and it's at the knees, taken for a strike, 0-1. Korbacher into his third inning, his second full inning if he gets through it. He came in the bottom, or rather the top of the third frame. He offers up the 0-1, and this is hit in the air, and it is towards center field. Backing up is DiGiacomo. He's there to put it away. There's one down.
Second baseman.
So a quick two-pitch out.
Craig.
23 total pitches for Korbacher out of the bullpen, 17 strikes. And now it'll be Alec Craig coming to the plate. While Korbacher, wearing the Atlanta Black Crackers home 1940 jersey for our salute to the Negro Leagues night. First pitch on the way to Craig, and he takes an inside fastball. Gets a little bit out of the way of that one, and the count 1-0. So some information on the Atlanta Black Crackers. Took their team name from the Southern Association's all-white Atlanta Crackers. The pitch, and it misses a little bit low. Both clubs shared Atlanta's famed Ponce de Leon Park, where during the 1940 season, the legendary Satchel Paige appeared in 2 games for the Black Crackers. Now the 2-0 pitch is a fastball that misses high. So Korbacher representing the Atlanta Black Crackers, and across the chest of that jersey, it says ABC. Now the 3-0 pitch. Get me over fastball, taken for a strike. 3-1 now to Craig. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Craig has had a tough series against this Otters pitching staff. Now the next offering is at the top of the zone. Craig was flipping his bat down to first, but he'll instead have a 3-2 count. This is a guy that has performed really well for Schaumburg the last couple of seasons. Schaumburg has a lot of returning players, and Craig one of them. Into his 4th season with the Boomers. Here's the 3-2. And it's lined back to the screen foul of another payoff pitch. Craig led the league in walks in 2021 and 22. And he was second last year. Entering this year, he had 252 career walks. The payoff, breaking ball high, he's got another. That's his first walk today, but his 31st of the season.
First baseman.
Also his first of the series.
42, Will Prater.
So now it will be Will Prater coming to the plate. That was a 7-pitch battle between Korbacher and Craig. Prater digging in from the left side. 1 out here in this top of the 5th inning. And Evansville with a 1-0 lead. Korbacher, the right-hander, unloads the first pitch, and it's a fastball taken for a strike, 0-1. Prater 0 for 1. He walked his last time at the dish, but he reached on an error in the first inning. Here's the pitch, and Prater squares the bunt, pulls back a fastball high. Count 1-1. Yeah, don't forget this is game number 2 of a 9-game homestand for Evansville. This is going to be a long homestand. Throw to the bag at first and back in safely as Craig. And it offers a lot of opportunities for people to come and watch some great baseball. Tickets are available at EvansvilleOtters.com or by calling 812-435-8686. Now the 1-1. Runner goes to second. This ball swung on and hit fouling out of play to the left side. Count 1-2 to Prater. Craig going back to first. So the Otters using a bullpen day here. They got 2 2/3 from the starter Ryan Wiltsey. All things considered, I think that's about average for what you could expect out of him. The 1-2, and it's hit to the left side of the screen, foul. Prater was late, but still able to catch up to that 84-mile-an-hour pitch from Korbacher. And we'll have another 1-2 count. If you got 3 full from Wiltsey, you're pleased. 4 and you're ecstatic. Any more than that and you're going bonkers. Here's the 1-2, runner goes, and it's hit back to the screen, foul again. 3 foul balls in a row from Prater. Heading back to first once more is Craig. He's going to get so tired if he tries to steal again, he'll be as slow as molasses. Prater digs in. Korbacher with the sign. Glove at his belt from the set. And now the pitch. And again, it is fouled back over the plate. Boy, these Schaumburg hitters do such a great job of staying alive with 2 strikes. They are not easily fooled. And we have seen time and time again in this series where the club battles and makes sure that they do not strike out. Here's the next offering. Runner goes again, breaking ball high, throw to second, not in time. So Craig, with his 12th steal of the year, he remains perfect, and he has been a thieving thief. Count now 2-2 to Prater. Schaumburg is second in the league in fewest strikeouts entering today. Wiltsey, the starter, had a couple. Korbacher also has 2. Now the 2-2 to Prater. This ball shot towards first, snagged by Mendham. He'll run it to the bag and step on it before Prater gets there. Another nice play by the first baseman, Mendham. 2 outs in the inning. Craig moves up to third base, and he's 90 feet from scoring here in the 5th. That was a long at-bat for a 2-2 count. 8 total pitches thrown by Korbacher. And now stepping to the dish, Christian Fedko, the 3-hole hitter. No official at-bats yet. He's walked twice. The pitch, fastball misses in, 1-0. 1-0, Evansville leads it. Trying to protect that lead with a runner so close to scoring. Here's Korbacher's next delivery. And it's a fastball low and outside, backhanded by Brown. Tomorrow night is another really fun occasion at Bosse Field. It is Margaritaville night, and we'll have a jersey auction with that. The 2-0 misses downstairs, 3-0. Well, I have a feeling they might be intentionally pitching around Fedko with first and second not occupied. This is a guy who was 3 for 4 yesterday, and he has a .354 batting average. Here's the 3-0 from Korbacher. And it's a fastball in the inside corner. Strike 1. So, word around the street is these Margaritaville jerseys, really, really cool. Also tomorrow, our patented Budweiser Thirsty Thursday. Here's the 3-1. And it's popped up onto the right side of the infield. This should do it here in the top of the 5th. Second baseman Hamilton calling for it at the first base bag, and he makes the catch. Mendham said, you know what, you can take it. So, one stranded on third for Schaumburg. That is the 5th runner stranded in scoring position for the Boomers as they trail Evansville 1-0. We'll take it to the home half of the fifth on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Your friends at Centerpoint Energy encourage you to conserve energy in order to save money at home. But right now, we need you to turn up the energy and the volume to make some noise for your Evansville Otters.
Thank you to partner and sponsor. Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library, serving our community with 8 locations throughout Vanderburgh County. Visit your neighborhood library today and explore all the resources that engage the senses and curiosity. Center fielder, number 42, Giovanni Giacomo.
Giovanni Di Giacomo digging in from the left side here to begin this bottom half of the fifth inning. And it is 1-0 Evansville over Schaumburg. The pitch from Jackson Hickert on the outside corner taken for a strike, and it's 0-1. Hickert, 67 pitches, 41 strikes. Di Giacomo, 1 for 1. He singled and scored his first time up. The 0-1 is a weak roller to the right side of the infield. In fair territory, Hickert is there, and the tag applied to Di Giacomo. No, he does not touch him. Hold on, it feels like Di Giacomo didn't think he was there, but I thought our first base ump, Dakota Phillips, said, yeah, he got him. But Di Giacomo will remain on first, and there's no argument from Schaumburg's side, so it's another base hit for the center fielder, and this time it's a swinging bunt placed perfectly right inside the white chalk on the first base side, and Hickert made a nice sliding play, just wasn't able to get the tag to Giacomo. Now at the plate, Troy Hamilton. He squares the bunt, pops it up, and this is right inside the dirt circle toward the first base side, caught by the catcher Orzek in foul territory, and Hamilton is out number 1. So Di Giacomo will have to remain on first. The lineup will turn over, and now it's Mason White. Mason White finishing his collegiate career at NAIA, and he made a trip to the World Series with Indiana University Southeast. He has been a delight to watch since arriving here in Evansville. First pitch from Hickert. Runner goes to second. It's taken at the knees for a strike. Throw to the bag, not even close. And Di Giacomo got a late slide. He almost overslid second. Well, the Otters might have another speedster on their hands. Second stolen base of the game for Di Giacomo. And if you remember Patrick Lee from the beginning of the year, he was a guy who would take off on a regular basis, and he swiped a lot of bags for the Otters. Next pitch popped up to the left side, foul territory, ranging over Dawson, and he's on the warning track. He's able to make the catch. So 2 foul outs here for the Otters bats in the bottom of the fifth inning. They lead it 1-0 over Schaumburg, and coming to the plate, David Mendham. Mendham 0 for 1. He walked his first time up. Still a duck in the pond for the Otters. Can they capitalize? 1 run on 5 hits, 1 error. And the pitch from Hickert. Back to the screen, foul, 0-1. Schaumburg, no runs on just a hit, no errors. These are two teams that put up a lot of runs yesterday. But it has been a pitcher's duel barn burner today. The 0-1. Breaking ball taken for a strike, and the count 0-2 to Mendham. Mendham trying to put an end to his 2-game hitless streak. And again, this is a guy who's third in the Frontier League in batting average with a .368 mark, so you won't see him have hitless games too often. The 0-2. And it's off the glove of the catcher Orzek, a pitch that missed outside, but doesn't carry him enough far away for D. Giacomo to advance any. Well, the one thing about Mendham is even when he's not getting base hits, he is still getting on base, and he's one of the best to do so in the Frontier League. His current on-base streak, 7 games after walking his first trip up. The 1-2. Breaking ball outside. But his longest on-base streak of the season, 21 games, and that was in the first 21 games that he played in to begin the year. Mendham has seen action in 33 of the 34 Otters games. That does not include today. The 2-2. And he rips one over the shortstop to Prada Johnson. This will go into left center field. Picked up by Fedko. Throw to the plate. Not in time. D. Giacomo comes in to score, and it's a 2-0 Otters lead. Right on cue, and Mendham picks up RBI 21 of the season. An RBI base knock, and now coming to the plate, Randy Bednar. It has been so impressive to watch this Otters club in their recent success, winning their last 3 series, trying to tie the series against Schaumburg today. First pitch to Bednar, and he hits it out of play toward the right side, 0-1. But what has been impressive is Evansville's resilience. They have lost their last 3 series openers, including yesterday. Time will tell if they're able to win this series, but they've won the last 2. The 0-1, and Bednar hits it in the air to the right side again, giving chase Prater, but this will land on the roof, and it's out of play again. 0-2 the count now to the Otters left fielder. And after losing the series opener to a team like this, it's really easy to just say, you know what, we're going to toss in the towel. Let's figure out how to beat a more inferior opponent in Windy City coming up for the weekend series. But no. Evansville showing some great fight today. Next pitch outside, runner goes to second, and it's not in time. Mendham in with a stolen bag. That's his first of the year. And I think Alec Craig, the second baseman, was ready to go back to the third base dugout. He kind of hung his head after the call from our third base umpire, Abdiel Marrero. And now the count is 1-2 to Bednar. So another runner in scoring position, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning, 2-0 Evansville. The pitch to Bednar misses away, and the count is now 2-2. And all the transactions that we mentioned earlier that have gone on throughout this season for the Otters, feels like they're starting to finally come together. Next pitch to Bednar, he grounds it over to third. Fielded by Dawson, he'll flip it over to first in time, and the inning is over. David Mendham comes away with an RBI base hit to score Giovanni Di Giacomo, and it is 2-0 Evansville over Schaumburg. We're heading to inning number 6 on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
We've got 2 master sub chefs ready to build an artisan BLT. First, our contestants will spin around a bat 10 times and then build their sub. Once the sub is built, they'll run it to their otter belt, keeping all the ingredients inside the sandwich. First one to complete their sandwich and run it to their otter belt will win a coupon for Jersey Mike's. On your marks.
Leone De La Cruz on the rubber for Evansville. He will relieve Chip Korbacher. Korbacher's final line, 2 1/3 innings, no runs on 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Middle third of the order due up for Schaumburg. First pitch on the way to Chase Dawson, and it runs inside. And hold on a minute, they're going to say foul ball? Or was it a hit by pitch? It was near the hands. Based on Dawson's reaction, he was heading down to first, and then he jumped up when he saw the call from Ainsworth, but the call was a little bit unclear. Here comes Jamie Bennett, and I got to imagine that that's a foul ball if Bennett is coming in and Dawson still not heading down to first. Well, he just started to move his swing toward the plate, barely, but that must have been enough. And now there's some chirping from the Schaumburg dugout. And we'll have an 0-1 count for Dawson. Bennett back to the third base coach's box. And again, De La Cruz starting with a strike. Next pitch misses downstairs. And hold on a minute. Our scoreboard says 2-0. So did that not hit him? Here's the 2-0 pitch. And it's rocked back up the middle. This will get through for a base hit. Well, must not have hit him if it was ruled a ball. Looked like it ricocheted off him, though. And I thought, if anything, it was going to be a foul ball, but nope. And a 2-0 pitch is, again, a leadoff single for Dawson here to begin this top of the 6th inning. 2-0, Evansville leading Schaumburg. And now at the plate, Kyle Fitzgerald. Lefty on righty battle, the southpaw deals. And it's a fastball that misses low, the count 1-0. De La Cruz wearing the Pittsburgh Crawfords home 1938 uniform. During the mid-1930s, the Crawfords were one of the strongest Negro League teams ever assembled. Here's the pitch, and it's a check swing. Strike 1 to even the count for Fitzgerald. In 1931, Gus Greenlee, an African-American businessman in Pittsburgh, bought the Crawfords as he brought a number of black baseball stars to Pittsburgh, including future Hall of Famer Satchel Paige. Next pitch in there, and it's 1-2 to Fitzgerald. The next year in 1932, Greenlee hired Hall of Famer Oscar Charleston as playing manager and added Hall of Famers Josh Gibson, Judy Johnson, and Cool Papa Bell. Here's a pop-up onto the infield, and this is down the first base line. Mendham ranging in, and he makes the catch just crossing the white chalk in foul territory. So Fitzgerald out number 1. It'll be Aaron Simmons coming to the dish.
Left fielder.
Runner on first, 2-0 Evansville, top of the 6th inning. Well, we have seen a lot of cool jerseys for this salute to the Negro Leagues night here from Evansville, and we've also talked about a lot of really cool stories. First pitch, a fastball inside to Simmons, 1-0. And there are just so many more that we're not going to be able to get to tonight, but it's been an absolute delight to talk about this, and we will continue throughout the rest of the game. The 1-0 popped up again onto the infield, this time toward the second baseman, Hamilton charging in, and he makes the catch on the grass. Just around 10 feet or so back of the mound, and there's now 2 down. So some weak contact created by De La Cruz. Now it's Willie Joe Gary coming to the plate. And this is a huge appearance for De La Cruz. First pitch, a breaking ball called a strike, and the count 0-1. De La Cruz has struggled this year for Evansville. A four-seam heater, changeup, and a slider in the arsenal. Runner goes on the next offering, and it's fouled back to the screen. 0-2 the count. But despite his struggles, De La Cruz stringing together a scoreless inning on the 16th against Sussex, where he walked one and struck out one. That was a massive outing, and although it was only one scoreless inning, sometimes that's all it takes for a guy to get all the momentum back. Next pitch, a fastball that misses below the knees, and the count 1-2 now to Joe Gary. The Boomers' designated hitter, batting from the left side, trying to avoid a hat trick of strikeouts. He's got 2 in 2 plate appearances. The next pitch he sees is hit high in the air towards shallow center field. Charging in, D. Giacomo, and he's there to put it away. So De La Cruz faces 4 here in the 6th. The leadoff base hit, but no damage done. And it is Evansville 2, Schaumburg nothing. We'll take it to the bottom of the inning on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Time for the dance cam, brought to you by Drake's. We need everybody to get up and dance because Drake's is your go-to for 24 beers on tap, big burgers, and the freshest sushi in all of Evansville. Visit Drake's at 1222 Hirschland Road or drakesgunplay.com. Now let's dance. Otters back tomorrow for a much like Thirsty Thursday and Margaritaville night. And again Friday, a new series begins with the Windy City Thunderbolts. Tickets for all the fun this 9-game and 10-day homestand on sale at EvansvilleOtters.com or calling 1-2-435-8686. Saying hello to the Webster County Mariners. They were our baseball buddies earlier this evening. Great to have them with us. For Northington, he threw out a fantastic first pitch. The state champion on the 400-yard dash. Ralph Husky from North High School. Great to have him with us as well. Gina Moore with a great national anthem. And how about the great performance of Lift Every Voice and Sing by A.J. Williams, the student from Harrison High School, my alma mater. So go Warriors, and great to have A.J. Williams here. Proud member of the Harrison Warrior Command. Shortstop, number 42, David Parks.
First pitch from Jackson Hickert in there for a strike, and the count 0-1 to Paven Parks. Bottom of the 6th inning, it's 2-0 Evansville over Schaumburg. The starter has looked good today, the pitch, and it's popped up down the left field line, now hooking into foul territory, ranging over Dawson. He's there to put it away, and there's one gone. The problem for Hickert is he's just gotten no help from the offense whatsoever. Parks retired. Here's Anthony Calarco. And Hickert is putting together one of his best performances of the season. 84 total pitches, 53 strikes. He's looked great. First pitch to Calarco. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Calarco 0 for 2. He struck out his first trip up and flew out the last time he came to the plate. Here's the next offering, and it's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 1-1. Evansville 2, Schaumburg nothing. The pitch. He pops this one up to the left side of the infield. Dawson ranging under it, but it's the shortstop, DePretta Johnson, calling for it. And he's there for the second time at the third base bag to make the catch. Well, listen, you might be thinking, why would Dawson not just say, no, that's my baseball. It's at third base. I'm already there. It's actually great communication from Schaumburg, because as the shortstop, you're the leader of the infield. So if you call for it, you better go get it. First pitch to Yomar Reyes. And it's a fastball on the outside corner, strike one. But you also have to look at it from Dawson's perspective because he has to know that. 0-1 to Reyes, a breaking ball at the top of the zone, called strike 2. So it's trust from the third baseman to the shortstop saying, hey, you're calling for it. I know that you're going to get this baseball taken. I don't want to have a mix-up and confusion, collide, and then not make the catch. Here's the 0-2 to Reyes. Fastball misses outside. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Base is empty. And Hickert trying to work a quick 1-2-3. Here's the 1-2. And it's shot to the right side, foul. And we'll try it again at 1-2. Well, that got a reaction from the crowd. There is that netting that extends down the first base side, the 1-2. At the knees, called strike 3. I wonder if that foul ball maybe snuck through one of the holes in the fence. That'll do it here in the bottom of the 6th inning. A 1-2-3 for Hickert, setting down the Otters in order. Evansville 2, Schaumburg nothing. We'll take it to the 7th.
Skip the line or bank from the comfort of your very own home with self-service options at Heritage. Heritage proud partner of Evansville Otters baseball. Schnucks would also like to thank everyone for coming out to the ballpark to cheer on the Evansville Otters at Schnucks Rewards Night. I love Schnucks Rewards. Discounts on my groceries. I'm also able to conveniently order my groceries and have them delivered right to my driver's side door of my Jeep in the parking lot on the Schnucks location on First Avenue. We'll see everyone at the next Schnucks Rewards Night at Bossy Field, and we'll see you at Schnucks. I'll see you there. I'll fight over one of the Schnucks cookie cakes. Other jerseys being worn this evening include one from the New York Black Yankees. It's a home jersey from 1935. Giacomo is wearing that one. Started as an independent team in 1932 and then joined the Negro National League in 1936. And when the American League Yankees were on the road, the Black Yankees used the house that Ruth built as their home field. Notable players included Fats Jenkins, George Mule Suttles, and world famous Safford Gordon. It's your for Schnucks Rewards.
8-9-1 in the order for Schaumburg to begin this top of the 7th inning. And Evansville with a 2-0 lead. Leone De La Cruz back on the rubber, and he will face Tyler DePretta Johnson as the first batter of the inning. Evansville, 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. And Schaumburg, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. Lefty on righty battle, the southpaw deals. And it's a breaking ball upstairs to DePretta Johnson. And the count 1-0. 13 pitches in the first inning of relief for De La Cruz. He deals. Breaking ball taken for a strike, evens the count to the Boomers shortstop, 1-1. And he saw 4 batters, gave up a leadoff base hit to Dawson, but worked around it, the 1-1. It's a fastball downstairs, 2 balls and a strike now. De La Cruz into his 13th appearance of the season. He's 0-2, a 10.45 ERA. The 2-1, and it's tapped into the glove of the catcher, Brown. 2-2 now for DePretta Johnson. De La Cruz spent 2 years in the Brewers farm system, reaching high A ball in 2022 with Carolina. The pitch, and it's hit in the air toward the right side, foul territory. Mendham giving chase, but this one will land foul. And we'll have another 2-2 pitch. De La Cruz began the year in 2023 with Gastonia in the Atlantic League before getting cut. He was picked up by Evansville to finish the season, and he is into his 2nd year with the club. He was an all-star last year. The 2-2. And it's shot out towards second. Caught on a line by Hamilton. One gone. So DePretta Johnson hit it hard, but Hamilton scooping it up right before it hit the dirt. And now it'll be Evan Orzek, the catcher, coming up. And again, you look at that ERA number for De La Cruz, and it's easy to write him off, but this was a guy that had a lot of success last year. And he's got talent. He really does. First pitch to Orzek, a check swing, breaking ball. He went too far around, says our third base umpire, Abdiel Marrero. And the count 0-1. You can't be an all-star if you don't have a good skill set. The 0-1. And it's another breaking ball. This time too much break on it as it hooks outside. But it was just a bad start for De La Cruz to begin the year. And we talked about it in the last inning, but you think back to that last appearance against Sussex, and that one scoreless inning in a tight-knit game was huge. So hopefully for him, that's the stepping stone to get a lot better throughout the rest of the year. The 1-1 grounded to the first base side foul, and it's now 1-2 to Orzek. This is a guy that Max Peterson and Andy McCauley both really enjoyed last year. And because he pitched so well in 2023, that has allowed him to get a little bit longer of a leash this year, as opposed to a guy who maybe would just come in and then he gives up those numbers in his first year with Evansville. Well, I think McCauley would be a lot more prone to cut a guy like that versus a guy like De La Cruz, who has proven himself. So just trying to get back to that level. And at this point, the numbers might not be that good, but they can still be better. The 1-2 misses just a smidge downstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. 2-0. Otters lead it over Schaumburg. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Well, no lead secure against this Boomers roster. The 2-2 from Leone. And it's slapped foul to the left side and out of play. We'll have another 2-2 pitch for Orzek. And you say that because this is a Boomers club that was down 3 yesterday. And into the top of the 8th inning, they plated 4 runs to take the lead. They added another in the 9th to go up 2. Evansville scratched across 1 in the last inning, but it wasn't enough. De La Cruz ready. Lefty on lefty battle. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. De La Cruz has retired 5 in a row after giving up that leadoff base hit to Chase Dawson in the 6th inning. He sets down Orzek, and there's 2 outs here in this top of the 7th frame. The lineup will turn over. It's the leadoff man, Alec Craig, coming up. 2-0 Evansville. And can De La Cruz put together 2 quality innings here tonight? Here's the pitch. And this one is way upstairs over the glove of Brown as it goes back to the screen. 1-0. 4th time through the order now for Schaumburg. And Craig, the second baseman, 0 for 2. He walked his last time at the dish. A strikeout in the 1st, a ground out in the 3rd. The 1-0. Fastball misses inside, and that brushes Craig off the plate as he does a twirl, crossing home to the other's batter's box, and now the count 2-0. Lefty on lefty matchup. Craig, a .314 hitter coming into the game today. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball taken for a strike, and it's now 2-1. A beautiful night here at the ballpark. Our American flag in center field is limp dead. The pitch at the knees, taken for strike two, and the deuces are wild. Nobody on here in this top of the seventh, 2 outs. The pitch from De La Cruz. Fastball misses upstairs. Well, the day started hot and muggy. It was 87 degrees for our game time temperatures. And it's dropped to 81, so still warm outside, but again, it's just been really nice. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball just a bit high. That one missed by a whisker. But it'll put Craig on first with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. 2-0, Otters lead it, and for Schaumburg, it's Will Prater coming to the plate. Prater 0 for 2. He walked in the third, reached on an error in the first inning. The pitch from De La Cruz, swing and a miss. Blew the fastball by Prater. That one had some extra mustard to it. Another lefty on lefty battle. Here's the pitch from De La Cruz. And the 0-1 is a heater that misses away. 1-1 the count. It is supposed to be hot for the rest of the week, let me tell you. 93 degrees tomorrow, 94 on Friday and Saturday. The pitch. And it's a breaking ball that has a little bit too much tail to it. 2 balls and a strike now for Prater. And it's not supposed to cool down heading into next week either. Now the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Supposed to remain in the low to mid 90s going into next week. But I always say that being a weatherman is like being a baseball player. You can fail 7 out of 10 times, and you're still in the Hall of Fame with great job security. Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses in, and the count now full. That's no discredit to weathermen or weatherwoman, but you just never really know how the weather is going to react and move. The payoff. Swing and a tip into the glove of Brown. He holds on. So the 2-out walk does nothing for Schaumburg, and they trail 2-0 to Evansville. We'll take it to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time here at Bosse Field. Logan Brown digs in from the left side, bottom of the 7th inning, and it's 2-0 Evansville over Schaumburg. Jackson Hickert back on the rubber, and the first pitch to Brown misses upstairs, the count 1-0. So Hickert trying to get through 7 tonight. First pitch, or rather the next pitch, lined back to the screen, 1-1 to Brown. And if he does, it will be the first time all season that he has been able to accomplish that feat. Next pitch to Brown, misses outside, 2 balls and a strike. They've given you the ERA numbers for Hickert, and they're not good. Over a 6 ERA on the season. He started the year, though, really well. His 2-1 pitch misses upstairs. 3 balls and a strike now. Hickert trying to work quickly. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's now 3-2. His first outing of the year against the Washington Wild Things, he went 6 innings, giving up just 2 runs. And that capped off a Wild Things getting swept at home in their home opening series of the year, which was also the 2024 opening series. So that was a great performance. Here's the 3-2, and it's grounded hard toward the third baseman, Dawson. He fields it, throw to first on a bounce past the glove. Prater kicks up against the right side, and moving up to second is Brown. That will go down as an error. A throwing mistake from Dawson. Just didn't give it enough juice. And it's a runner in scoring position to begin this bottom of the 7th for Evansville. So now coming to the plate, Giovanni DiGiacomo. And DiGiacomo, 2 for 2. Both singles, one in the outfield, but his last time at the plate, he placed a swinging bunt perfectly down the first base line. Was able to avoid the tag from Hickert. First pitch, a high and inside fastball. The count 1-0. 98 total tosses for the right-hander by my count. He's ready. And the left-handed hitting DiGiacomo fouls the next pitch back to the screen, 1-1. 2-0. Evansville leads Schaumburg. And going back to Hickert and his good couple of starts to begin the year, he followed up that 6-inning performance with a 5-inning performance against Florence on May 18th, surrendered just a run. But after that, that's when things started to go south. The 1-1 misses inside. The count 2 balls and a strike now to DiGiacomo. 6 innings, but 6 runs to Lake Erie the next start, and then after that, 5 runs, 3 earned. That was an okay performance against Quebec on May 30th. Still not quite where you want to be for only 5 innings. Now the 2-1. And this one shot to the first baseman, snagged by Prater on a line. Throw to the second base bag, and it gets by DePretta Johnson. Kicks into center field, but not far enough for Brown to advance. That ball was smoked by DiGiacomo, but a nice play by the first baseman to take a hit away. And now it's Troy Hamilton coming to the plate. DiGiacomo has put together some really good at-bats. But after that performance against Lake Erie, that's when Hickert's line really started to jump up. First pitch, swing and a miss to Hamilton, 0-1. But he has looked really good here tonight. The problem is the Schaumburg offense being 2-hit against the Evansville pitching staff. Here's the 0-1 home. Breaking ball misses outside. Hamilton 0 for 2. He is 0 for 6 in the series. And the 1-1 from Hickert. Fastball misses outside. Runner on second, 1 down. 2-0 Evansville, bottom of the 7th inning. Hickert unloads, and it's a breaking ball that misses away. The count 3-1. Hamilton batting 150 in his first 20 at-bats coming into this game. He began the year here at Evansville late, and his first pitch was an RBI double to right center. The 3-1, swing and a miss. But since that game against Lake Erie, he has struggled. Made his Otters debut back on the 5th in the middle game of that 3-game series against the Crushers. Here's the payoff to Hamilton, and he taps it back to the screen, foul, staying alive. Game 2 of a 9-game homestand for the Otters. It will go all the way through June 27. And that series will conclude against the Joliet Slammers. Windy City comes in on Friday for the weekend series. The payoff pitch to Hamilton. And it's a ground ball hit over toward the third baseman, Dawson. Another throw on one hop, and Prater able to dig it out of the dirt for out number 2. What is going on with Dawson's arm? 2 weak throws to first base. And we have time called. It'll be Nick Odo coming out to the mound to have a word with Hickert, but my goodness. Prater saving another error. And Dawson not happy. With himself, of course, but no harm, no foul that time. So Hamilton back to the dugout as out number 2. Staying on second base is Brown, and the lineup will turn over. Now coming to the plate, Mason White. The meeting on the mound over, and Odo heading back toward the dugout. 108 total pitches for Hickert on the rubber. He has thrown 68 strikes and trying to work a clean 7th inning to polish off his day. Righty on lefty battle. And Hickert tosses in the first pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. The count 1-0. 2-0 Otters. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Runner on second. A look towards second. Now Hickert comes home. Breaking ball high and away, and the count 2-0. Well, White has put together a really nice series. 2 for 3 today, 2 for 5 yesterday. That is 4 for 8 in total. And he has 3 RBI. The next pitch to him misses outside, and it's 3-0. I wonder if Hickert is maybe working around White. You don't want to say that he's intentionally trying to walk him, but most certainly nibbling on the corners, and as he misses the zone, so be it. The 3-0. And it's sent back to the screen, foul. Well, White being aggressive. And the count 3-1. The problem with that, though, is you have David Mendham on deck and Randy Bednar in the hole. So 2 more great hitters that you have to face if you don't set down White. Now the 3-1. And this ball smoked up the middle toward the right center gap. This will get down for a base hit. Scoring easily, Brown. And White will take a turn at first. Toss out the anchor there. 3rd base hit of the game for Mason White. RBI number 2 of the day. And it is now 3-0 Evansville. Well, that's an unearned run being tacked on to the card of Hickert. And this inning should be over because it started with an error from the 3rd baseman, Dawson. And there's 2 outs here in the frame. It should have been a 1-2-3 for Hickert. But instead, he left a 3-1 pitch over the heart of the plate, and White hammered it. And the NAIA All-American standing on first base. Here's David Mendham, and the first pitch to him is a breaking ball in, 1-0. So Evansville a chance to really put this game away if they can garner at least 1 or 2 more runs here. Now the next pitch, runner goes to second, fastball inside. Throw from the catcher on a bounce to second, and it gets by the shortstop, DePretta Johnson. Craig backing up, saving it from going too far in the outfield. So White with his 6th stolen base of the year, and he's in scoring position here in the 7th inning, 3-0 Evansville, and there's 2 outs. A 2-0 count to Mendham. Righty on lefty battle. Here's the pitch. And Mendham hits it foul to the left side and out of play, 2-1. Mendham 1 for 2. He had an RBI single his last trip to the plate, walked in the 1st inning. Today, our Salute to the Negro Leagues night. Tomorrow, Margaritaville. Here's the pitch from Hickert. And it misses high. Earlier I said driving in 1 or 2 might seal the deal, but I retract that statement after having second thoughts and thinking about yesterday when the Boomers plated 4 runs in the top of the 8th inning. It's 3-0 Otters now, the 3-1. And Mendham lines one into left field. This will get down for a base hit. Being waved around home. White, throw to the plate. It's in plenty of time. Tag applied by Orzak, and White was dead to rights. Great relay throw from Simmons, and the cutoff in time to the plate. And, well, McCauley going over to White and saying, yeah, my bad. Probably shouldn't have sent you on that one. So it is a 9-5-2 put out to end the inning. However, Evansville tacks on an unearned run as Logan Brown touches home and makes it a 3-0 game. We'll take it to the 8th.
Thanks, Chloe. Otters call the bullpen. Rick Hughes hitting the pitch. Battery Hughes is on the mound. Behind the plate, it's powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East. 2319 North Road or 812-475-9000. Tell them. Take the Otters sent you. Black Ball and Evansville Diamonds in the Shadows, 1900s to the 1960s by Kevin and Rick One. Available now is a story of the journey deeper that recounts the stories behind the teams and personal history of Negro League players. Center fielder, 42, Christian Fedko.
Top of the eighth inning, and it's Griff Hughes on the rubber. His first pitch misses outside to Christian Fedko, and the count is 1-0. Fedko 0 for 1. He's walked twice and flew out his last trip up, the 1-0 home. And it's a breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-1. Evansville able to get another in the bottom of the 7th inning. They lead it 3-0 over Schaumburg as the next pitch from Hughes misses the mark. A little bit outside. And the count is now 2-1. The pitch in there, taken for a strike, evens the count to Fedko, 2-2. Lefty on righty battle. Hughes ready, he deals. This ball shot toward the third base side, but just crosses the chalk foul. And we'll have another 2-2 count. The inning was ended in the 7th with a great relay from the left fielder Aaron Simmons. He threw it to the third baseman Chase Dawson, and they were able to gun down Mason White at the plate. Here's the pitch from Hughes. And it's a breaking ball low, 3-2. So it was a 7-5-2 putout to end that 7th inning for Schaumburg, and that was much needed. They really can't afford to allow any more runs. 3-2 misses low. Fastball, and that's ball 4. So that'll send Fedko down to first, a leadoff base runner. Well, Evansville in their bullpen day has gotten a lot of good work. Two and 2/3 from the starter Ryan Wiltsey, 2 1/3 from Chip Korbacher, and 2 innings from Leone De La Cruz, all scoreless. First pitch at the knees, a called strike to Chase Dawson, 0-1. So now Hughes trying to follow it up and hold Schaumburg off the board. Here's the next delivery. Breaking ball blocked by the catcher Brown, the count 1-1. Hughes has started to look better in his outings as of late. He already pitched yesterday and went 2 scoreless frames, striking out 4. He's ready, and he deals. At the knees, a little bit low, another heater. And the count now 2-1 to Dawson. Dawson 1 for 3. He singled his last time up, has one of just 2 Schaumburg hits today. Lefty on lefty battle. And the pitch chopped toward the right side of the infield foul. 2-2 the count. Well, today our salute to the Negro Leagues Day, and of course both sides wearing all wool jerseys representing different teams from across the Negro Leagues, all with number 42 on the back. There have been a lot of great players in the Negro Leagues that have played in Major League Baseball. The 2-2, and it's a breaking ball low. And there's also a few that have really left their mark on the game of baseball, even if they never made it to the major leagues. And we're going to go through some different names here after the 3-2 pitch. Hughes gets the sign, but there is time called, and that time being used by Dawson. Now everybody's ready, and the payoff. Breaking ball slapped foul to the left side and out of play. So some names, again, who have either played in the major leagues or have just made a really impactful mark on the game of baseball. Willie Mays Hayes, who actually just passed away yesterday. Larry Doby, Satchel Paige, Hank Aaron, Minnie Minoso, Rube Foster. Next pitch, blasted in the air toward the right side. In foul territory, this will go out of play. So we'll have another 3-2 pitch. Good battle brewing between Hughes and Dawson. And of course, one of the most well-known guys, Jackie Robinson. Probably the most well-known. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Dawson. And it's lined back to the screen. We'll have another payoff. So Robinson, the first black player to play in the major leagues, he broke the color barrier. And there's a great movie titled 42, which is why all of these players are wearing 42 on their jerseys, because that was Robinson's number. So a biographical narrative film about Robinson and his time in the Negro Leagues and getting called up by Branch Rickey to play with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Great film. The 3-2. And it's hit to the right side of the infield, deep in the hole. Sliding stop, Hamilton gets up, throw to first, not in time. Dawson able to dig it out, and he's got an infield single. That was a heck of a stop by Hamilton. Didn't even look like he had it secure in his glove, but he somehow got it to transfer to his throwing hand.
Right fielder 42.
But the throw just a smidge late, and now it's Kyle Fitzgerald. That was a 9-pitch affair. Won by Dawson. Well, that movie, 42, broke box office records for baseball films. Amassed $27 million and change. And it also bested another popular baseball film, The Benchwarmers, which bowed in at $19.7 million at their box office for the film. Lefty on righty battle, Fitzgerald 1 for 3, first and second for Schaumburg, nobody out in the 8th. 3-0 Evansville. Here's the pitch from Hughes. Fastball in the inside corner, taken for a strike. So that was a really, really good movie. I'd recommend you go watch it. Hank Aaron owned the home run record from 1974 to 2007, besting Babe Ruth's record until Barry Bonds broke Aaron's. Next pitch, a fastball inside. Satchel Paige, the first black pitcher in the American League in Major League Baseball, the 7th player. Larry Doby, the 2nd black player to break the color barrier, first in the American League. Now the 1-1 from Hughes. Breaking ball hit to the right side, could be two. Hamilton fields it, and his only play will be at first, as that was hit slower than originally thought off the bat of Fitzgerald. So up to third is Fedko, and on second, Dawson. It's a 4-3 putout with Fitzgerald heading back toward the dugout. He's out number 1, but a chance for Schaumburg to get back into the game, and they're threatening to score with 2 ducks in the pond. So now at the plate, Aaron Simmons. Lefty on lefty matchup, first pitch. A breaking ball misses just a little bit outside. So the count 1-0, 3-0 Otters lead it. Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid, inspired the Willie Mays Hayes character in the movie Major League. Next pitch, high and inside. 2-0 the count now to Aaron Simmons. That's another great baseball movie, Major League. One of my favorites as a Cleveland native, the 2-0. And it's on the outside corner, nibbled the edge for a called strike. 2-1 now. Minnie Minoso played pro ball for 5 decades, from 1946 until 1980. The pitch, and it's a ground ball back to the mound, and Hughes will have Fedko in a rundown, throw to third, and now the throw to home. Brown running Fedko down. He makes the tag in between third and home. A 1-2-5-2 putout, or rather a 1-5-2 putout. And a big out number 2 to retire Fedko. The lights were on, but nobody was home, and I don't know what he was thinking going on that one. It was a weak ground ball back to the mound, and Hughes immediately had a beat on it. So he's out number 2 on the fielder's choice. Up to third base, Dawson. Standing on second is Simmons. And Hughes' neck is out of the woods. Has to get the whole body out, though. First pitch misses outside to Willie Joe Gary, 1-0. Well, Hughes has had to labor here in this inning. 24 total pitches. The pitch, and it's on the outside corner. Touches the black for a strike, and it's now 1-1. Second and third, 2 outs, top of the 8th inning, 3-0 Otters. This is where Schaumburg did their damage yesterday, plating 4. Here's the 1-1. Fastball, weakly hit, back over the mound. Charging Parks gets it out of the glove, but there's no throw as he had to hold on to it. Joe Gary hustling down the line, and coming in to score is Dawson as Schaumburg's first run of the game. So it's an infield single and an RBI for Joe Gary. Up to third base, Simmons. And the tying run stands on first base for Tyler DePretta Johnson. Here comes Max Peterson. And he's going to make a call to the bullpen. Well, before we head to a break, the only player that we left off the list so far is Rube Foster. And although Rube never played in Major League Baseball, he invented the screwball in professional baseball, which is a pitch that was used way back in the day. You almost never see it today. But Rube was the inventor of that pitch, another player in the Negro Leagues. So now we'll take it to a break. More information on the reliever to come when we come back. Evansville with a 3-1 lead over Schaumburg in the 8th.
Call the bullpen, Michael McAvee. Into pitch. McAvee is on the mound. Brown behind the plate. It's powered by the answer on Rivera East, 2319 North Green Road, 812. 475 9000. Tell them. Evansville Otters send you. Good post-game fireworks coming your way here at Bossy Field tonight after the game.
Michael McAveen on to pitch here in the top of the 8th inning. First pitch, a fastball on the outside corner. Strike one to Tyler DePretta Johnson. The 8-hole hitter, 0 for 3, a line out and a ground out, and another ground out on top of that. 3-1, Evansville leading Schaumburg. The pitch, and it's a breaking ball away, but a dangerous situation for the Boomers. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. And the go-ahead run at the plate. Yesterday, Schaumburg plated 4 runs in the top of the 8th inning. They have gotten 2 hits and a walk with 1 run here today. Runner goes to second on the next offering. Fastball in there, a called strike, no throw from Brown. And the tying run stands on second. So a stolen base for Joe Gary, his 3rd of the year. Simmons on third. Here's the pitch. Fastball, check swing. He went around. McAveen with a huge strikeout out of the bullpen. Setting down DePretta Johnson, stranding another pair in scoring position for Schaumburg. And that has been the name of the game today for the Otters pitching staff, narrowly evading danger. 3-1, Evansville leads it. We'll head to the home half of the 8th. Randy Bednar leading it off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 3-1 Evansville over Schaumburg, and it is Mitch White on the rubber taking over duties for Jackson Hickert. First pitch from the right-hander, and Bednar swings and misses 0-1. 118 pitches for Hickert, 72 strikes, and he exited the game allowing 3 runs, 2 earned on 8 hits, couple of walks, and as many strikeouts. White deals. Breaking ball high, taken by Bednar, 1-1 the count. Well, a huge, huge game for Evansville, trying to even the series and force a rubber match. The 1-1. And it's lined back to the screen. They let one slip away yesterday to Schaumburg after allowing 4 runs in the 8th inning as the Boomers took the lead as they entered that inning down 3. And they stole a win in the series opener. Here's the 1-2 from White. Breaking ball called, strike 3. So it took 4 pitches to set down Bednar as the first out here in this bottom of the 8th inning. And now it'll be Pavin Parks coming to the plate. 3-1 the score between Evansville and Schaumburg. And the Otters trying to hold on to their lead. They will have to do so in the 9th inning. And got to imagine it'll be Michael McAveen coming out of the bullpen once again. He came up with a huge strikeout to strand runners in scoring position in the 8th coming out of the pen. The pitch. Pavin Parks cuts and comes up empty, 0-1. And that was to relieve Griff Hughes, who already allowed 1 run to come in and score off an RBI single from Willie Joe Gary. But he got some help from his friend, and now the 0-1 to Parks is a fastball that is low. Parks 0 for 3 tonight. He was 3 for 4 yesterday. Couple of flyouts and a ground out. Righty on lefty battle. And White deals. Swing and a miss, and the count is 1-2. Well, if you're just joining us or if you haven't been listening the whole game, tonight is our Salute to the Negroes Leagues night here at Evansville. Now the 1-2, and Parks takes away the count even at 2-2. Actually, Major League Baseball just combined stats with the Negro Leagues to recognize them as part of the stats with Major League Baseball. 2-2 misses high on a breaking ball. I feel like I kind of just repeated myself there. So let me explain. So it used to be just the major leagues considered in their own separate category for statistical analysis. Now they have combined that with the Negro Leagues. The 3-2. Fastball low and away, ball 4. So Parks heads down to first on the 1-out walk. 3-1 Otters lead it, bottom of the 8th. Here's Anthony Calarco. Let me give you an example. Ty Cobb had the best batting average career-wise in the history of Major League Baseball. Josh Gibson, who never played in the major leagues but spent time in the Negro Leagues, now is above Ty Cobb, recognized as the best hitter average-wise for a career in the history of the game. First pitch to Calarco, and he sends it foul to the left side and out of play. And the count 0-1. Actually, Josh Gibson has taken over as the all-time leader in batting average, slugging percentage, and OPS. So he passed Cobb with a .372 career batting average. The 0-1 to Calarco. Breaking ball away. And he passed the Babe, the great Babe Ruth, in slugging percentage and OPS. 718 career slugging percentage for Gibson. Throw to the bag at first, back in safely Parks, and a career 1.177 OPS for Gibson. Again, besting the Babe in slugging percentage and OPS and getting the better of Cobb in average. The next pitch to Calarco, grounded back up the middle. Taken by DePretta Johnson across the second base bag. Backtracks towards second, steps on it, throws to first, and it is a 6-3 Twin killing. Well, DePretta Johnson came across second toward the second base region, backhanded it, did a 180 spin, took one step, placed his foot on second, and then threw out Calarco at first. So an odd double play to end the inning, but we'll take it to the ninth, and it is 3-1 Evansville over Schaumburg.
Special thank you to our title sponsors, the Evansville African American Museum, the Evansville Otters, Schnucks, Evansville African Library, and State Farm agent Brian Southern. Finally, we want to thank everyone who served on the Evansville African American Museum Otters Juneteenth Committee. It would not have been possible this evening without all the hard work of this group. We're blessed to be working with such a great group of community leaders and fireworks after the game tonight. Hooray! Catcher 42, Evan Orzak.
(9-1-2) in the order for Schaumburg. Top of the ninth inning. One last chance for the Boomers as they trail the Evansville Otters 3-1. Michael McAveen back on the rubber for his second inning, and the first pitch to Evan Orzak is a fastball at the knees, called strike one. McAveen throwing 4 pitches out of the bullpen in the top of the 8th inning, relieving Griff Hughes. He deals. Fastball on the inside corner, strike 2 called. And he was able to pick up a massive strikeout, setting down Tyler DePretta Johnson with runners on second and third. And the Otters able to preserve their 2-run lead for the meantime. Can they hold on in the ninth? Trying to even the series against the Boomers to force a rubber match tomorrow. Here's the pitch from McAveen. And this is lifted in the air toward the left field line. Bednar running after it, but this will scurry out of play. And the count 2 strikes, no balls. Orzak 0 for 3. A fly out in the 3rd and 5th innings, and then a strikeout his last time up. Here's the 0-2 from McAveen. Swung on, lined back up the middle, base hit. A low sinking line drive. Going into center field, Orzak, a leadoff base runner, and the tying run at the plate. While McAveen yet to give up an earned run this season. How long can that streak continue? McAveen has thrown in 10 1/3 innings, 3 saves on the year, looking for save number 4. First pitch to the leadoff hitter, Alec Craig. And it's a fastball at the knees, called strike 1. McAveen has thrown 9 pitches, 8 strikes out of the bullpen. He deals. And the 0-1 is a beautiful breaking ball, called strike 2. The right-hander, a 4-seam fastball, cut fastball, curveball, and a slider in the arsenal. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Whoa, watch out. That one hits Craig in the ankle. Oh, boy. An 0-2 pitch, and McAveen lost control. That was way inside. And Craig actually backed his feet up, getting hit with that one, trying to get out of the way, but
First baseman, 42, Will Prater.
that'll bring up Will Prater. So now the tying run on first, the go-ahead run at the plate here in the ninth. And the plot thickens here at Bosse Field. Prater digs in from the left side. Runners on first and second, 3-1 Evansville, top of the ninth. Still nobody out. First pitch, and Prater squares the bunt. Can't get it down as it goes back to the screen foul. And it's 0-1. Prater 0 for 3 today. A strikeout, a ground out, and he's reached on an error. He also reached on a walk in the third. Evansville trying to get back to 500 when wearing themed night jerseys. Rocking the wool, retro, salute to the Negro League night unis today, and trying to come up with a big-time win. First base playing in, that's Mendham expecting bunt. Here's the pitch, and it just misses off the outside corner to Prater as he pulled back the bunt attempt. It's 1-1. Righty on lefty matchup. Prater squaring around again. And the pitch, he pulls back, fastball low. 2 balls and a strike now. McAveen in his last outing pitched against Sussex County. He pitched on Sunday in both games, picking up saves in both games. And he pitched 2 1/3 total innings, allowing no hits and 3 Ks with 2 walks. Or rather, no walks. Next pitch is bunted foul. And this is now a 2-2 count for Prater. And he'll have to swing the bat. McAveen picked up 2 saves on the day on Sunday. So that's where 2 out of his 3 have come from this year. Is 2-2. Fastball, swing and a miss. Huge out number 1. Able to set down Prater.
Center fielder, 42.
And now coming to the plate, it's Christian Fedko. First and second, top of the ninth, 1 out. Infield playing a double play depth. Fedko 0 for 1. He has walked 3 times today. First pitch to him. It's ripped out toward the left center gap. On his horse, the center fielder is D.G. Acomo. He can't make the catch. This rolls all the way to the wall, and this is going to bring home both runs. D.G. Acomo sliding in center field, and he almost collided with the left fielder Bednar, and the ball fell.
Third baseman,
And crossing the plate, Orzek and Craig. The first 2 earned runs of the season given up by McAveen, and it's a blown save. Second blown save of the year by this Otters club. And Fedko comes through with his first hit of the game. A 2 RBI double, and now he's on second. A chance to take the lead for Schaumburg, 3-3. Chase Dawson at the plate. First pitch, breaking ball, a called strike. So Schaumburg with the late night comeback again. And Evansville tossing away another lead. The 0-1. Hit out of play to the left side, 0-2. So now can Evansville hold the Boomers 3 unanswered runs from Schaumburg in the 8th and 9th innings. This would be a sickening way to lose if Evansville gives up more runs here. 0-2 to Dawson. Breaking ball away. And Max Peterson with his head down in the Otters dugout for a moment. Just in complete disbelief that the bullpen has dropped the ball once again. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball hit to the right side of the infield foul. Dawson stays alive. And you just feel like the life out of Bosse Field has been sucked away. This crowd is pretty much silent. The 1-2. Fastball outside. McAveen ready. From the set, he deals. Swing and a miss. Well, that jolted some life back into the crowd. 2,198 hoping to see an Otters win tonight. But first, it will be Kyle Fitzgerald in the Otters' way, and Michael McAveen, after giving up 2 runs here in this 9th, trying to play damage control and give the offense a chance to walk off. Righty on righty battle. The pitch home. Swing and a miss. This will end up being another 3+ hour game. Yesterday's time totaled 3:12. I swear, Evansville plays more 3-hour games than anybody in the league. Here's the 0-1. And it's popped up foul toward the right side, out of play. And it's 0-2. And that's not me trying to complain. It's just, it's a little bit of a shock how long their games take compared to some other teams in the league. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Bouncing ball. Heck of a block by Brown. How in the world did he stop that one? Saving the runner from going to third, so Fedko's still on second. 2 outs, top of the 9th, 3-3 the score. McAveen steps off, fakes a throw to second. He's ready. The 1-2 is lined to the right side, foul and out of play. And we'll have another 1-2 count for Fitzgerald. The right fielder of Schaumburg, 1 for 4 today. He singled in the 4th inning. Trying to deliver the go-ahead run, who stands on second base. McAveen ready, and he deals home. Breaking ball lined out toward left center. This is trouble. D. Giacomo on his horse, and he can't make the catch. Schaumburg leads. Oh my goodness. What has happened here at Bosse Field? An absolute travesty. And 4 unanswered runs come in the 8th and 9th innings, and Schaumburg takes a 4-3 lead. They have come back for the 2nd night in a row, and Evansville has tossed away another lead. You have got to be kidding me. So now at the plate, Aaron Simmons. First pitch, runner on second, and it's a strike, 0-1. RBI double for Fitzgerald. Second hit of the game. 4-3 Boomers. I cannot believe my eyes. I can only imagine how Andy McCauley might want to rip his out right now. Next pitch fouled back to the screen, 1-1.
An overhead foul ball, technically, kind of, sort of.
I checked that 0-2, I beg your pardon.
Choose the best. Never regret it.
Well, we'll see what the Otters can do offensively now, but they're still not even out of this inning. Oh, 2. Here it is. Breaking ball inside. That was on a 1-2 count where Fitzgerald hit a line drive to left center and was able to plate Fedko as the go-ahead run. You can't make this stuff up. Here's the 1-2. And this ball's hammered high, deep to center. Di Giacomo backing up, and he'll make the catch about 10 feet in front of the warning track. Well, the Otters on the brink of another loss now. We'll see what they can do after surrendering 3 here in the top of the 9th and the lead. They trail 4-3 to Schaumburg.
We have a complete battery change for Schaumburg as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Don't forget, fireworks coming after. Dylan Stutzman into pitch. Alante Hall into catch. The battery, Stutzman's on the mound. All behind the plate. It's powered by the answer offer of Bear East. 2319 North Bear Road, 812-475-9000. Tell them Zane from the Otters sent you. Make some noise, Otter fans. Let me hear ya.
Dylan Stutzman on to pitch, bottom of the 9th inning, and it is 4-3 Schaumburg after the Boomers have scored 1 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th to take the lead. And we'll see what the Otters can cook up. It's Yomar Reyes, 6, 7, 8 in the order for the Otters to begin the inning. Well, the good news, the bottom third of the order has done all the scoring for Evansville thus far. So you can say that they have their best people at the plate here. The pitch to Reyes. Fastball on the outside corner, strike 1. Reyes 1 for 3. He singled in the 4th inning, struck out his last time up. On the mound, Dylan Stutzman, and the pitch to Reyes is fouled to the right side, out of play. 0-2. Stutzman relieving Mitch White. Also a new catcher behind the plate to complete the new battery, Alante Hall. Here's the 0-2 to Reyes. Fastball called, strike 3. Right there at the top of the belt, and Reyes knew it. Didn't pull the trigger, and he's out number 1. Logan Brown coming up. 4-3 Schaumburg. This would be one of the most severe gut punches of the entire year that Evansville will take. And there's some chirping from the Otters bullpen, or rather the dugout, I should say. And our home plate umpire, James Ainsworth, saying, knock it off. Well, listen, that's too close to take with 2 strikes. Maybe it is high, but swing the bat. First pitch in there, a strike, and it's 0-1 to Brown. Evansville a chance to win 2 games in this series to open up against Schaumburg in their 9-game homestand. And in plain words, they blew it yesterday. They have a chance to blow it again. Hold on, watch out. Whoa, what is going on here? Alante Hall trying to get after Logan Brown, and James Ainsworth had to break it up, the home plate umpire, and both benches will clear. Well, Brown must have said something that Hall did not like, because he popped out of the chute and was ready to go after Brown. So some late night drama here at Bosse Field. And both clubs will have to be separated. So Hall is looking toward Brown, and what's going to happen here? Well, Hall is going back into the dugout, and I think he got ejected. Well, Ainsworth is writing something down in his book. Brown is still at the plate, so that leads me to believe that Alante Hall, the catcher, was ejected. And Jamie Bennett having a word with Ainsworth a moment ago. Now we'll have a new catcher. And I believe this will be Felix Aberouet.
We have another change in the network. This is 42, Felix Aberouet.
So Aberouet
He's now catching.
getting a couple of warm-up pitches. He'll head out to the mound to have a word with Stutzman. And I don't know exactly what happened between Alante Hall and Logan Brown, but again, something was said that Hall was not happy about, but he is gone out of the game. So the count 0-1 to Logan Brown, bottom of the 9th inning, the pitch. And it's tapped to the left side of the infield, scooped up by Dawson, flipped to first, 2 down. Evansville down to their final out.
Center fielder, 22, Giovanni Giacomo.
So now it's Giovanni DiGiacomo, and he is 2 for 3 today. He has hit the ball well. Even on his line out, he smashed it to first, just right at Will Prater. Righty on lefty battle. First pitch on the inside corner, strike 1. Evansville in danger of dropping 3 games in a row at home. Trying to come up with a win. The pitch. And it's a breaking ball in the outside corner, and Evansville is down to their final strike. 0-2 the count to DiGiacomo. 4-3, Schaumburg leads, bottom of the 9th. Stutzman ready. The pitch misses downstairs, a breaking ball. Does Evansville have some late night magic? Schaumburg did. Can Evansville answer? The 1-2. And it's slapped toward the first base dugout of Schaumburg. And we'll have another 1-2 count. DiGiacomo trying to stay alive. This crowd trying to spur some late life into this offense. The 1-2, strike 3. Swing and a miss, game over. Evansville blows another lead, and they suffer a massive setback today, falling 4-3 to the Schaumburg Boomers. Final box score in the recap your way next on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Evansville African American Museum. Schnooks. We have fireworks coming up. For those of you departing right now on Bush Light Thirsty Thursday, 6:35. Tomorrow, we hope to see you then. Please have a safe trip home. Good night, everyone. And go Otters. Stand by for a fireworks show.
Another 3 hours and 6 minutes here. You guys don't meet down here. I just can't believe it. Evansville drops the middle game of the series against Schaumburg. They have now lost the series. Schaumburg has won on back-to-back nights after scoring in the 8th and 9th innings and coming back in the late game as the bullpen could not hold on, as Schaumburg did not have a run on just 2 hits until the 8th inning, and then all of a sudden they come back and somehow win again against Evansville. 4-3 the final score today. The Otters jumped on the board first in the 3rd inning, a leadoff base hit from Giovanni DiGiacomo, and he was brought in by a Mason White RBI double. Evansville added another in the 5th, a leadoff single again from DiGiacomo. This time he was brought in by David Mendham on an RBI single, and the Evansville Otters played their final run in the 7th, and it was an E5 to lead off the inning. Logan Brown reached safely. He advanced to second on the air. He was later brought in on an RBI single from Mason White. And then in the 8th inning, Schaumburg got their first run. Griff Hughes came out of the bullpen, surrendered 2 hits and a walk, and Chase Dawson scored on an RBI single from Willie Joe Gary in the 9th inning. Michael McAveen pitched, and he blew the lead and gave up the lead as the Boomers plated 3 runs. The inning was led off by an Evan Orzek 1-2 single, and then Alec Craig was hit by a pitch on an 0-2 count. Will Prater struck out, so with 1 down, Christian Fedko tied the game with an RBI, 2 RBI double rather, to left center field. Then 2 batters later with 2 outs, Kyle Fitzgerald had an RBI double. Evansville went down 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the 9th. Final box score today, the Schaumburg Boomers, 4 runs, all earned, 7 hits, no errors, or rather 1 error in the field, 11 left on base. Evansville, 3 runs, 2 earned, 8 hits, 1 error in the field, and 5 left on base. The losing pitcher, Michael McAveen, pitched 1 1/3 innings, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. He drops to 0-1 on the year, and taking the win is Mitch White, who tossed a scoreless 8th inning, going 1-2-3 with a strikeout, a walk, and a double play. And then it was Dylan Stutzman who picked up the save, his 2nd save of the season with the win. White moves to 2-1, and with the win, the Otters fall to 14-21. The Boomers move up to 22-12. 2,198 people came out to see this one. 3 hours and 6 minutes, the total time of the game. It was 87 degrees and sunny to start this one. Dropped to about 80 degrees when the night sky rolled in. Really was a great day in the later stages of this game, but not for the Evansville Otters as they blow their 2nd lead in a row in their 2nd game in a row, and they fall to the Schaumburg Boomers. One final time, your final score, Schaumburg 4, Evansville 3. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow, 6:35 p.m. Central Time, first pitch. For the entire broadcasting crew today, I want to thank them for all their hard work, and for everybody who tuned in. Hope you enjoyed the ride, and hope to see you again tomorrow when the Otters try to salvage this series and avoid being swept by the Boomers. So long, everybody. Take care, and most important,